Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it's showtime. Hi, guys. The new software is in, the new content. Scholar Glenna has sent me something. She is the one person sort of in charge of the raids. And keeping up with your efforts, blah, 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 blah. But that's about raids, and I don't raid. At least not yet. What's new in the Black Lion Trading Company today? Sorry, Black Lion Trading Company today? Bag slot expansion? Armored Tiger Warclaw, is that new? How about just the new stuff? Star Blessed Skiff is new, and that's the only new thing. Do we have a new Black Lion chest? Let's find out. We do. Abyss Stalker items. And Snow Garden. I really don't like the Snow Garden. And also the Storm Piercer skin. New spear skin. Oh, that's a nice... That's a pretty cool... Alright, that's a pretty cool spear skin. I gotta give him that. That's a nice one. But I do not see where I have a new story step. Which I should. There it is. Cannot change your active story while in an instance. Oh, jeez. Pardon me. Still getting started. A little bit early for me today. Still trying to jumpstart my cardiovascular system. Urson Ornamented Weapon Collection. Oh, I have all of them but two. The dagger and the pistol I have not received. A little surprised. And I got a whole buttload of them. I want to see what else we're popping up achieves for. The other set of skins, the Janther Sentry skins, the lunar skins, were really pretty. It's going to take a minute. Yeah, 12, good, 12, I've got 15, I think. Then they're going to tell me about the lunar skins, I think. I assume. Okay, there's 15.
Hey, Wayfinder! Come here!
Hey, no!
Welcome to the spawning pool.
And that is the full moon, which we also... Whoop, no, we only have 14 of these.
Painless death for the fish. Something to fill our gut.
But
catch them with the careful paw, will slip right out of your grasp.
Trial and error played this chapter. Interesting, we didn't get I didn't get the green star notification that there was new content.
And watch it. Prey means predators.
All right, read the mail from Stuart Gicks. Urgent Priory business. Farah Bale Seeker, our leading Titan archivist, is missing. Farah's a reliable sort, so her disappearing like this is highly out of character.
Into the basket.
I last ran into her checking out some materials here at the library. Nothing unusual about it. I'm told you, Malice, and Kaith have been researching the Titan's whereabouts. You three should have a look around Farah's office yourselves. When you arrive, you'll have Archivist Sestina. Ooh, Sestina is a nifty kind of poem that doesn't use rhyming, it uses word repetition. Collected 4 out of 14 on the legendary Clobiarn. Ah, so this is the legendary collection for the new legendary spear. Seems like I've gotten 5 of them.
Into the basket.
But a lot of the standard stuff that I already do have. doesn't show up until I get another one, I guess, because I have Curious Mersat currency. I have 77 amalgamated gemstones, and so on and so forth. Obsidian shards, I have a few. Granted access to the Priory regardless of membership. Okay. We can remove the raid announcement, as we are off to the Priory. Good morning. Well, depending on where you are. For me, it's a good morning to whoever has joined me. It is still 9:13, 16. A whole lot of people going on.
Come here.
I will enter the instance. Trial and error, Dermond Priory.
Commander, look at this place. No wonder they keep it under lock and key. Never could convince any priory to let me have a peek at these shelves. Now that I'm in, I might never leave. Is that... Burn me, they've got both copies. What else are they hoarding in here?
We'll have plenty of time to browse later. The books aren't going anywhere.
Shut up,
Farah,
Keith.
however...
Gick said an archivist Sistina would show us to Farah Station. Let's start there.
I can't glide anymore. Or mount. Because I think I can in the regular world now.
Welcome. Gick said to expect you. Sistina, Farah's mentee. I'm holding down the fort while she's...
Absent without leave?
Honestly, I have no idea what she's doing, or where she is. Nobody does. It's very unlike her.
Gick said the same. She doesn't seem the type to just run off.
Even her research station looks like she abandoned it mid-thought. Here, come see for yourselves. Farah's been spearheading our Titan research efforts, gathering notes on history, biology, etc. Hoping to find some sort of exploitable weaknesses. Of interest to you three, I'm sure.
You have no idea.
As is Farah's well-being.
I can empathize with why she'd feel so invested.
Obsessed, more like. Your last encounter with that third Titan Ura sent Farah down an absolute rabbit hole. I've known her to get absorbed in her work, but this time, she was a woman possessed. Leading up to her disappearance, she was buried under tomes at her station all hours of the day. I wondered if she might be sleeping there. And then she was gone.
I have seen
Here we are.
guys who slept under their
Buried
desks at work.
tomes. You weren't kidding.
I've been trying to sort through it all. Thought maybe there'd be some clue in her research as to where she went. But, as you can see, it's a daunting job for one person.
We'll take it from here. Let you know if we find
it from here. Search for clues at her workstation.
Anything of note, Commander?
Well, yes. Though it probably doesn't help our search much. It's some notes and first-hand accounts by the Coden. And us. Suppose the Ward would keep the Priory informed. The Coden accounts seem aligned with ours. Spawn Titans led by progenitors. Strange communication methods. Bloodstone thirst.
Probably doesn't help our search, but it's good info. Let's take note, but keep looking.
Find clues to Farah's whereabouts. Or Farabouts, as I like to call them. Oh, got one. A book. Entry 4. No time to grab my journal. I'll just scribble this here and add to the rest of my entries. I'm back at the Priory. It's the middle of the night, and finally, days and nights of research have paid off. Since leaving Janther Sentry, all I wanted is a reason to go back. I haven't been able to think of anything besides the questions I left unanswered there. Now, I have my reason, and I may very well have my answers. It's all too much to explain here. I need to get going. I'll write more when I reach the Isle. I'll write at the Isle. We're going to go around the outside. Up, she left another book just sitting around. How convenient. Greer, Bionomic Influence Swamp. Pardon me? Called the Rotbringer by locals familiar with his putrid air, Greer's form has taken on characteristics of swampy regions of the slithering outpost, Lowland Coden. Rainless meadow stationed near Old Gavriel Plaza succinctly described the Titan as swampy and gross, she recalled. The smell curled the fur on my nose. My nose doesn't have fur. It has some fur under it. An account taken by the Alliance from the Sylvari Caith summarized Greer's presence as follows. I sensed sickness at the moment I set foot in the area. You don't have to be a Sylvari to tell the environment's ailing. One whiff is proof enough, but also feel the misery of those innocents. The plagued plants, the plagued waters. Sylvari. The leaves curled by death. A mere memory makes me sick. Being there was nearly more than I could bear. Decima. Bionomic influence storm. While not as off-putting to the senses, Decima's intrusion upon the Stricken Plains ecosystem has proved equally detrimental. The Stricken Plains, as the name suggests, are known for frequent lightning strikes. Decima's presence appears to have increased this frequency exponentially. Research conducted by Tyrian Alliance and Astral Ward members indicates a near-constant risk of wildfires. This burn risk poses a major threat to the safety of individuals, wildlife, and vegetation in the area. Lowlanders report a dramatic drop in the season's crop yield, fearing food shortages for the coming winter. Ura, bionomic influence unknown. Due to her discovery being so recent, Ura's exact bionomic influence, I would prefer the phrase attunement. Swamp attuned, lightning attuned. Yet to be determined, but according to Alliance accounts from former Pact commanders and allies, Ura used explosive steam walls to deter combatants. Based on what we know of Greer and Decima, this manner of attack is no accident, may also be key to discovering the geographical region of her hiding place. The use of steam may suggest geyser. Continuing around the outside. Another book. Symbiosis of progenitors and spawn. After killing multiple Titan spawn with a hunting party, Lowland Coden, born from thunder, speculated the smaller spawned Titans were acting as ancillary limbs for larger progenitor Titans. Battle accounts from former Pact commander and allies, that's me, support these claims. We know the progenitor Titans to be Greer, Decima, and most recently Ura. The Titan spawn are spread out across the Isles and have made landfall across Lowland Shore, threatening the Coden inhabitants. Pardon the yawn. While their exact origin point is still unknown, early sightings place them near Mount Balrior, the name of the new raid. Accounts from Lowlander Stainless Meadow cited the progenitor Titan Greer as having a glowing inner core exposed upon damage to his body exterior armor. A similar core was seen by former Pact commander and allies during an altercation with Decima, suggesting a biological consistency both accounts. Note the core's sensitivity to outside forces. Knock down their armor, hit him in the naughty bits. Communication practices accounts of the progenitor Titans suggest an ability to communicate among themselves and with their opponents across great distances using storm-like calls and other interspecies communication. This information has been confirmed by Astral Ward Scout Branwyn and former Pact commanders Caith and Malice. Bloodstone restoration and regeneration. Concerningly, accounts from Astral Ward member Paela claim that the progenitors and spawns alike seem highly drawn to bloodstone. Many have been spotted feeding upon bloodstone shards to promote regeneration, in addition to requiring additional rest. Similar findings were noted in the field research conducted by former Pact commander Caith and Malice. Well, so far it's been one book per room, conveniently. But, you want to double check. They won't let me go up. Cheaters. So presumably there's nothing up above. Wouldn't make sense for her to be having a book up there. Climbing on top of things just to read.
You look focused, Commander.
Well, I'm
Find
focused.
something?
Maybe. It's about the Titans and their environments. Kate has her own section in this one.
Oh,
You're talking about Greer's effect on the swamp ecosystem. One of the lowlanders made similar comments.
don't even remind me of that putrid place. This must be from when I was speaking with the tree tenders. What else?
Mentions the Titans merging with their environments, and that Ura's steam walls might be a clue to her location.
Now we're getting somewhere. Where there's steam, there's...
Fire?
A geyser, perhaps?
Farah seems to think so.
Because
She
where there's
suggests
fire,
no
we used to be able to
Bowery
walk through that fire to get
What are we
someplace.
waiting for?
Before we go chasing geysers up and down the aisles, let's be sure there's nothing more to
Don't
see
go
here.
chasing geysers. We have found 1 out of 3 clues.
I'm coming up empty. How about you two?
Same, I'm afraid. Commander?
Sestina was right about Farah becoming obsessed with this research. Her journals say she was running a side project on the Mist-Tide storms and their connection to the Titans.
I can see why she'd think the two connected. How, I'm not so certain.
Neither was she. She wonders if the storm's energy amplifies Bloodstone, drawing the Titans to its power.
Would explain their fixation on it.
She's still not sure what the energy is, or if the Titans influence the storms as they do other environments. At least, not where the journals leave off.
Maybe she found a lead and rushed off to test it, confer with someone, panic.
Hopefully not the last, or we may need to do the same.
No, we don't. There's no need to panic. We're not, fighting to save Tarir. That would call for panic. Alright, so we've done a full lap, so now we check the interior. And it should be the last. Entry 1. First day on Janther Sentry in the books. Should probably explain what I'm doing here. The Tyrian Alliance reached out to the Derman Priory for some extra help studying the Titans. Gix told them he had just the expert for the job, and here I am. For being so new to the global scene, the Alliance has been quick to establish itself. Already, they've enlisted help from the Astral Ward, the Silvari Tree Tenders, and now the Priory. And the word is that the former pack commander's even running around out here. I still can't believe my luck. Reading about Titans from historical tomes is one thing. Potentially seeing them in the wild, that's a whole other beast. I figure journaling will help me keep track of my day-to-day in the field. If I see anything interesting, maybe Titans, crossed. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say that Sestina is a Char. I can jot down the details while they're still fresh. Anyway, a storm's rolling in. I'd best find some shelter. Sounds like it's going to be a mean one. Entry 2. So much for daily journaling. I've been so deep in research, I keep forgetting to write about it lately. I've been interviewing Codans stationed on the Isles about what they've seen. Some even gave eyewitness accounts for their personal Titan sightings. I'm working on compiling them for Alliance and Priory records. While the interviews are going well, Janther Sentry's frequent storms are unsettling. I expected a harsh climate. The Isles are practically famous for it, but these storms are unlike any I've experienced. They're strong, sure, even violent at times, but there's just something deeply unsettling about them. They're also peculiarly consistent, and because of all that, I can't stop wondering about them. I've made a little side project of my own to learn all I can about them, and I hear the rumblings of one brewing right on cue. Entry 3. My brain is going so fast I can barely write quickly enough. Turns out that my side project, studying the Isle's storms, is going better than expected. I've been asking around, and according to those stationed here a while, the storms in Janther Sentry worsened around the same time the Titans first appeared. Even more curious, the Titans appear to thrive in these storms. Why? I don't know for sure, but my guess has to do with the Bloodstone. Several accounts of the Titans during Mist-Tide storms report them feasting especially ravenously on bloodstone shards. Once satisfied, they act particularly energized and aggressive. This effect is even true for those appearing injured or in poor health beforehand, and for whatever reason, it only seems to happen during the storms. So many thoughts here. Is there something in these storms' energy that bolsters the bloodstone, would explain the amplified effects, and also why they feel so off? Then, what is this energy? Where do these storms even come from? Previous research suggests the Titans negatively impact nearby ecosystems. Could their appearance have made the Isle's storms even worse? Maybe. But it doesn't explain their effect on Bloodstone. Still, I feel I'm onto something here. Just need to keep searching for answers. No, that wasn't one of the clues. Okay. Do we have another gallery on the other side? We do.
That scrolling looks rather frantic. Should we be alarmed?
She's in Janthier Sintry. Found something in her research, then left in the middle of the night. Doesn't say what.
Did she give an exact location?
No, but the area near Mount Balrior still seems like our best bet.
Let's tell Sestina what
No,
we know.
this is not
Move
Shower
out.
with Your Dad simulator, fortunately for all of us. Report back to Sestina. Which is a type of poem, as I mentioned earlier. She's upstairs. Sestina is a nifty kind of poem.
You found something.
Instead of rhymes, it uses
Farah's in
word
Janthier
repetition
Sintry.
and has
Think
a
she's made a
mathematical
breakthrough in her
progression
research.
to it.
What is it?
That we're not sure of. But she's been stitching together all sorts of threads regarding the Titans' behavior. Particularly their relation to Bloodstone and Mist's hides. She also thinks Ura
morning.
is
Can I help?
hiding in a
Well, morning
geyser-heavy
for
area.
me. Your mileage may vary.
For all we know, she
Think
could be
it's
out
still
there
morning for
trying
you.
to track Ura down herself.
What is she thinking? Going to those aisles alone and not telling anyone? Sanctioned field work is one thing, but this is a death wish.
We should be able to extract her without much issue, provided she hasn't done anything too rash.
Everything about this is rash. Go, find her, and extract some foolishness from her while you're at it.
We'll do what we can.
We'll do
Best we get going.
Meet you there, Commander. We'll notify the Alliance and let the Lowland Council know to expect us.
Exit the instance. I didn't notice a hiccup. I'll take your word for it. It must have been in the stream then. Stream? Cut it out. Behave. I've got guests. Alright, head to Janthier Sintry. Back to Sintry we go.
Knowledge is the greatest treasure.
All the way up there, huh? Looks like the closest waypoint is Sanguine Crater. Pardon me. Because it's a new patch, I don't have access to the mount radial nor the DPS meter, but the mount radial is the one that matters more to me. Raphael Necromancer. Alright, now I have to check if he's actually a Necromancer. Oh, damn it, he got out of range.
Such synergy!
And now we'll enter the instance Trial and Error. Story instance.
Pokey, this is a surprise.
It's Pokey.
You seem in good spirits.
When we told the Lowland Council our plans, he jumped at the chance to help.
Better to put myself to use than mope around. Plus, it's one less worry for my paw. Got plenty enough of that.
One less worry, you're
Get to
running
it,
around in
shall we?
Janthier Sintry, you simpleton.
So, this Farah, she's a researcher and kin to our Malice, yes?
Well, she was Flame Legion originally. So more like what a Northern Coden is to a Lowlander.
Ah, a long-lost cousin.
Well, yes, I suppose so. Lost, at the very least.
Flame Legion, huh? That's an interesting development. Flame Legion formerly being sort of the internal traitors amongst the Jar. Interesting.
What's that ahead?
What's that ahead?
Seems they're timetables of storm patterns. And they match Farah's writing from the looks of it.
Unless the field sprouted notes of its own. I take it we're on the right track.
Can't fool Pokey. That is 1 out of 2. Gosh, I wonder where the other clue is. Spoiler, it's where the magnifying lens icon is. It's telling me where to go. Saying, magnifying lens, come over here. You'll be glad you did. The aggro range on these things is so much larger than stuff we're used to most of the time. A fumaroller. Did they actually roll? They do actually roll. That's an interesting development. A fumaroller. Okay, I'll buy that. A fumarole is like a little geyser. Usually hot mud, though, I think.
More pages ahead.
Carrying needed supplies on foot is heavy enough. Who drags along their weight in paperwork?
A researcher obsessed. Huh. Interesting.
Titan spawn. We're surrounded. Weapons ready.
Then we'll just have to
Can't
kill him.
finish a damn thought without these things interrupting.
Got away from him. Losers. A vent shot.
6 feet tall.
That's all of them.
For now.
As I was saying, they're field notes on spawn emitting steam and sulfur, characteristic of Ura.
Aligns with Farah's work. If she's documented them, I'd suppose she's met them. But is she equipped to defend herself?
It's rare a Priory scholar is also skilled in combat.
Best we get to her before any more spawn do.
Warn me. Farah? Hold on, we're almost there.
Oh, they're not following fast enough. I'd better just go on foot. It's Farah. Bale Seeker. Yeah, that's Flame Legion. And she's running from something.
Careful! Careful! For the record, you've been struck.
About everybody gather together
6 feet
so
tall.
that you're easier for me to murder. Thank you. That's very generous, very kind.
Should be all of them. Are you hurt, Farah?
I'm fine. It's my study that's ruined. You killed my specimens.
Can I hit her?
You were cornered. What was your exit plan? Paper cut them to death?
It's called observation. Just because you see something doesn't mean you have to kill it, you know.
You're not very
Force of
smart,
habit.
are you?
Regardless, going in these wilds alone is a fool's move, as is not telling anyone you're here.
Gix was so concerned he asked us to track you down. And Sestina is worried sick.
Worried wyverns, those two. Figured I'd be back before they noticed. Guess it has been a few days. Well, since you're
One
here,
of the
I've
things
got a
that always
job
irritates
you might
me about
like.
a good
Puts all
chunk
that
of the
aggression
NPCs in
to
this game
use.
is
Follow me.
how
What's
many of
this
them are
job?
stupid
Exactly.
idiots, and we never, ever,
Testing
ever
a
tell any of
theory.
them, hey,
So,
you're just a stupid
those
idiot.
spawn I was observing, I'm certain they're Urus. But for now, take a look around. We're not far from the sulfur baths, but notice the difference?
Smells less like a rotten egg in a smelting oven.
True, the air is fresher and clearer. Don't see any steam, do you?
Nothing to
No, I'm
cloud
not
up the
downloading a
sun.
game.
You've been charting weather patterns here. Why?
To keep track of him.
Get to it, maggot, or I'll send you to the sulfur baths. Very nice. My family had a cabin in far northern California near Mount Lassen.
I've been watching him since I arrived. Each
And,
day,
it's
he
a
ventures
volcanically
further
active
out,
area.
expanding his territory.
And so occasionally we'd visit the...
But the moment the rain clears, he scurries back to the baths.
Well, there are a number of volcanic
You've been studying the storm.
things.
Your notes said they
Not
seem to
far at all away
bolster
from
the
our
Titan's
cabin.
power.
Appreciate you keeping up on my work.
An acid lake,
Now you can help me test that very
hot
theory.
mud pots,
And better we do so with the
steamer
spawn
rolls.
before we face its progenitor.
and a number of them
He's
smelled like
large enough to
sulfur.
approximate Ura, physically and biologically. But he's weaker. We learn him, we learn Ura.
We came to rescue her from danger, and here she is, ready to toss us right into it.
But she does have a point. If we're going to kill Ura, we need our strategy set beforehand.
Knew you'd see reason. You get ready. I'll get in place for observation.
I was born ready. Defeat the Titan spawn champion. He is the champ. Oh, I'm sorry. I'll stop. For now. Well, we'll see if it's one of those fights that's reasonable, or if it's one of those fights that's got mechanics that make me want to, well, metaphorically pull my hair out. Oh, is that the big fella? Elite? Something shot? Vent shot, I think it was. Defeat the Titan spawn. Well, is that the one? It's only an elite.
During this trial, I'll be asking some questions for my research. Don't overthink, just answer.
Infuriated! 6 feet tall!
What?
1 to 10, how stressed are you?
1 to 10, how stressed are you? Yes, is the answer to that question.
Rank the last 3 attacks in order of pain inflicted.
Stand your ground!
Okay, the clouds are parting. Describe any changes in him. Weaker attacks? Loss of stamina?
For the record,
He's
you've been
putting up
struck.
less resistance.
I've
These
been
hits aren't
immolated.
landing as hard.
Seems he's losing stamina.
Exactly what I wanted to hear.
And he's invulnerable. Why is he invulnerable? All right, there we go. Timely takedown completed. That was worth an achievement point. Ooh, I'm only 19 achievement points from my 21,000 achievement point chest. That should happen today at some point. Most likely. Keith. I have to talk to Keith.
This is going right to the Priory Library for display.
How are you so cheery about all of this? Doesn't it piss you off? What these things did to us? To everyone?
They're fascinating beings. Powerful, mysterious, on a scale all their own, and perfectly indifferent to us. What use is moral outrage toward creatures with no concept of morals?
That does certainly put it into
I
perspective.
recognize her voice, but I can't place it.
Maybe. It makes sense.
They
I
use
don't
a
like it,
relatively
but it makes
small
sense.
variety of
Well,
voice
I'd say the
actors,
weather made an obvious difference
especially
in
for a lot of the
Spawn's
side
strength.
NPCs.
So if we can confront Ura during a break in the storm, we may have a chance.
we still need to scope out her lair.
I've noticed a high concentration of Titan spawn at the base of Mount Balrior since I arrived.
And there's a good chance Ura is hiding at the top and having her spawn guard the place. We may have some luck on the timing of this. Before we left, I caught word of a storm report from the ward. They're predicting a break in the storms within the next few days. If they're right, we'll need to act fast.
Let's aim for the day after tomorrow.
Let's
but no
do
later.
that.
That'll give us time to prep and get the word out.
Malice and I will head to Lion's Arch and inform the Alliance.
I'll go tell Pa. He'll want time to call a council meeting.
That leaves the Astral Ward. I'll make my way to the tower now.
And we exit. Interesting. Trial and error. It's going. Okay, it is down there. All right. Teleport. While I'm teleporting, I'm gonna AFK for just a sec to fetch myself another caffeinated beverage. I'm back. And back to the Wizard's Tower instance. Ooh, before I get into this next chapter, I wanted to see what was up in the Wizard's Vault.
Never seen it so empty in here.
The new Wizard's Vault is up. Yes, Janther Wild season has ended. So I got 4 weeklies taken care of last night. We'll see how much progress we make against the rest of them. This one should get done pretty readily. Defeating Titan spawn. And the veteran rank enemies. But here's the new stuff. Alright, the Rot Stalker boots and legs and chest piece. I picked up the other 3 previously. The new spider skins. The last ones were red and black. I think these are white and green. The dog bench chair. Basically, it's a little bench you can sit on. And maybe one other person. You're surrounded by dogs. The last one had cats. And then the new Wild Claw skin. Or Warclaw skin, I suppose I should say. Pretty cool looking, gotta say. Alright, legendary weapon starter key. That's the new mechanic they have instead of starter kits. The key takes you to a place where you make your selection. Ascended armor and weapon chests. Anything else new in here? Nope. The rest of it is the same stuff that repeats every time. So various useful goodies at various prices. I was kind of hoping for something else new. I mean, the last one, 3 months ago, had the first time basically a quest you could get by with your AA, your arcane affinity, whatever it is. And that quest gave you a spear, an ascended spear, and an ascended gauntlet, gloves. And it was a short little quest, but it was a nice little thing that you could get as an alternate. So that was very cool. I was kind of hoping for more of that kind of stuff, but no, I've got a change in the legendary starter kits to being a starter key, and then the regular, all of the stuff up here I expected. or certainly wasn't surprised by. All right, we continue. Doggos indeed. They had cats last time.
People were in danger.
The Fae got the cat chair.
Irony
What a
so
surprise.
rich I could gild the tesserae with it.
Oh, they're still arguing. They've been arguing evidently for weeks while we've been gone.
We're in the middle of something. Are you oblivious or just dense?
Yes.
It's me.
Oh, thank the stars.
Hi, Dagda.
Quickly, I can't stand
Waiting
it
Sorrow.
anymore.
Izzy.
We've been arguing for days, literal days.
I'm trying to have a discussion. But it's off derailed by my interlocutor's perpetual outbursts.
A discussion? That's what you called that tirade of yours earlier? Think they heard you in the Shiver Peaks.
Go address the room. If you don't have a report, make something up before they get a second wind.
Fortunately, I have some news. We located Farah, the missing researcher, in Janthir Sintry. She was conducting some extracurricular studies on Aura's spawn and the bolstering effects of the mist's tides. While there, she volunteered us to test this theory by battling one of Aura's greater spawn. And sure enough,
It
as
wasn't
soon
that
as the
greater.
storm cleared, the spawn weakened significantly.
See, Ren? Those storms are off. You don't need to be from the Isles to sense that.
Waiting
I've been
Sorrow
on that
sounds
train
different.
of thought from the start. Why do you think I had the ward tracking them in the first place?
Malice told us your predictions for the storms breaking these next couple days. We can use that to our advantage. We'll use today and tomorrow to get our preparations in order. The following day, we'll strike. That's the plan.
So it is. I'll call together a meeting to inform the ward. We'll return to our discussion later.
Don't rush on our accounts. Finally. Thought we'd never get a moment's peace. Not with that old gas bag here.
Sorry you got caught in the middle of this. Years of pent-up rage just waiting to be unleashed on me. Now we get to witness it in real time.
The battle should keep him occupied for a while.
Us too. I should get back to Harvest Den. Need to help Alder with preparations.
Perfect. I'm excited to finally see it. You can catch me up along the way.
At least let me give you the obligatory, you don't have to come if you don't want to.
Noted. And ignored.
Well, that's settled. Wayfinder, you keep an eye out for mail. You should be receiving something from Alder soon.
And there it is. Almost as if it were on cue. Stoic Alder. Feast of Battle's Eve invitation. It is with a disquieted heart that I declare a new Battle's Eve is upon us. Few moons have passed since we last gathered for such an occasion. While our prior bravery and sacrifice were repaid in victory, I'm afraid we've no time to rest on our laurels. I've never rested on laurels. Are they comfortable? We do, however, have time enough to feast before we heed battle's call, and so I invite you to join our bearkin for an eve of food, drink, and dance. Let us prepare for tomorrow by celebrating the joys of today. Your humbled claw, Stoic Alder. Rewards! You know, sort of. Ah, mastery point. Yes, yes, and more achievement points. That's the new mastery track. It is open. I think. Oh, scroll down. Ah, the new chapter in homesteading. Unlock the ability to use adept handiworker crafting recipes and to purchase legendary components from Deft Lahar. We will exit. Lahar, I believe, is a mud flow. A volcanic, hot mud flow. I don't know how you could be deft and a Lahar, but I try not to judge. That's a lie. I judge all the time. I'm a very judgy person. You know, people tend to think that's a negative, but since my judgments are always correct, in me you'd have to call it a strength. And most of you, rest of you, your judgments are often flawed. You lack the precision and expertise that I have in such abundance. Battle's Eve. Party with the bears. Porky?
Oh, Wayfinder. I see you got Pa's invitation. Between us, he gets a bit sappy about that sort of thing. Though, I suppose the Battle's Eve feast isn't exactly a joyous occasion. More of a precautionary goodbye. But, well, we shan't. Still plenty of fun to be had. Although your Alliance pals look to be having none of it.
Aside from me, Kaith, and Malice, they don't know the Lowlanders very well yet.
Shall I introduce them? Pressure them to mingle? If all else fails, some honey wine should do the trick.
Appreciated. But you just enjoy the festivities. I'll see if I can loosen them up.
Meet with my allies. Well, presumably this is them.
Seems like you don't know what to do with yourselves.
No voice work for Jenna. They did have some voice issues, I know. After decades of leaving Bond
This place is a bit rougher around the
with the
edges
Lowlanders
than Her
untended, it
Majesty's
appears I
royal
have
court.
my work cut out for me.
Although, I don't mind the change of pace.
The Lowlanders may look intimidating, but appearances can be deceiving. And they could say the same about some of us.
Izzy, come on.
How about I introduce you to a few of the council members? Might help break the ice.
Queen Jenna.
For starters, Queen Jenna, there's someone you might like to meet.
Oh. And Fading Aurora is the name we'll be sticking with.
Ah, I suppose Anise was present for the grand reveal.
Based on Anissa's recollection, grand is certainly one way of putting it. I know certain voice work wasn't finished. Introduce her to Fading Aurora, also known as Waiting Sorrow.
Aurora, I'd like you to meet a colleague and friend of mine, Queen Jenna of Kryta.
Your Majesty. Well,
Quite an
it's
honor. Likewise, Fading Aurora, I've heard much about the town's healing master, all of it impressive. Dagonet's voice work is awesome. I hope his is one of the ones that didn't get messed up for this.
Dagonet. I know someone you'll have plenty to chat about with.
I'm eager to make their acquaintance.
There we go. He's just got a great voice. Soaring Crest. The toothpaste?
Dagonet meets Soaring Crest, agriculture master, expert in Janthir's ecosystem and plant life.
Most things, I've still much to learn of your people.
Then we're one and the same. Let's fix that.
And Countess Anise to Barbed Veil. Wasn't that the name of a Pamela Anderson movie? Barbed Veil? Barbed Wire.
And finally, Anise. I know just the person for you.
About time. The suspense was killing me.
Countess, meet Barbed Veil, Spearmaster. I pity any who find themselves on the wrong end of her spear.
Are you speaking from experience, Commander?
I am.
The sparring match is soon to start. Who dares face our Spearmaster in this test of might?
How about you? Think you could take Barbed Veil one-on-one?
Apologies. The eve before battle leaves them restless, sparks nerves. They hide them with spears and boasting.
I don't know that I'd be the best sparring partner, but I think I have just the match. Commander.
Go get him, Commander!
How can I ever repay you for this, Anise?
Evidently, we're gonna spar. I'm not leaving the mission area.
Watch your stance.
I feel 6 feet tall. That'll silence you. Stand your ground. I haven't the energy. Infuriating.
There you go.
There I go. Where?
Strike now.
All right, that was crap.
Strike now.
Exceptional, Wayfinder.
The Queen of Battle completed.
You face me one-on-one and live to boast.
Another
You've earned
achievement
that
point.
right, and my respect.
I didn't have your respect
The
before.
strangers should fear the fate that tomorrow promises them.
Deft work out there, Wayfinder. Nothing like sparring to shake the pre-battle jitters. Me? Well, I'd rather dance them away. The eve of battle
dancer,
always
not a
wreaks
fighter.
havoc on my nerves.
Well, battle is plenty of cause for nervousness. If you stop feeling nervous, that's when you should be concerned.
That's weird.
Wise you are, Wayfinder.
Well, yes.
Speaking of calming the nerves, the rite of the warrior dance is starting up. Join the dance circle. Make the others jealous with your swan-like moves.
Swan-like.
A rite of the
Describes me
warrior
in real
dance
life.
Commences. Who
If you're
shall
off your
be
bird.
first to thaw our dance circle? Perhaps a visitor. Wayfinder, you impress us with your sparring moves. Have you the dance moves to match?
You bet the
Well,
Wayfinder
you know,
does.
I can dance if I want to.
Don't fret.
I can leave
I'll
my
join
friends
you.
behind. Form specific dances? Form different dances, okay. How about that?
Gather round, fan our flames. That's it. A dance on battle's eve loosens muscles and inhibitions. A fine tradition.
I'm trying.
Draw your bearkin near. Whether you set off to battle or stay back to hold down the fort, we dance in camaraderie. Yes, fear not tomorrow, no. Hold dear tonight. Dance! Dance!
I'm a dancing fool.
What a crowd! Let ash makers tell of this battle's eve for ages to come. Thank you all!
Where's Stoic Alder? He's off somewhere being, you know, stoic.
Gathered here we are to remember. No. Makes it sound like a
working on
funeral
his speech.
pyre. Wayfinder.
They'll appreciate your message.
They'll appreciate
whatever
your
wording you
message.
settle on.
Whatever wording you.
Your assurance is appreciated. Although, I wish the message were one I needn't deliver.
I understand.
Never gets easier. Although, truth be told, I wouldn't want it to. I've some prepared remarks. Keep them brief, I shall, lest the rumble of your stomachs drown out my words. But first, I shall offer the floor to our visitors. If you've your own words to air, please, come forth. I didn't come with a prepared speech, but as the leader of the Astral Ward,
Wayfinder.
and the vanguard
Wayfinder,
of the
not Simba.
Tyrian Alliance,
Now he's a vanguard. What happened to the triviality of Tyrian politics?
I'm sure
Shut up,
news
Anise.
will strike. The foes before us may seem marvels, born of worlds unknown. Let me assure you, they are nothing new.
Note.
Past millennia watched the
In here I'm
Titans
playing the
rise
Wayfinder.
to power, only to
Off
be
stream, I've been
buried
playing the
by
game
history's
Wayfinder.
indifferent debris.
Magic.
Tomorrow, we shall damn them to that same insignificant fate. Will they appear again in a future distant from our own? Who knows? Instead, we must remember
Life's true constant. Shit happens?
The struggle for survival. Incessant, ruthless, natural. It is that very force your tribe reveres that powers life.
Is he?
So fear not these crude
Pretty good.
beasts. No. Fear repose. Fear a life so catatonic it makes risking death feel like living. I find it all rather freeing. Don't you?
A little bit much, but you were doing good there for a while.
There, I thought he had it.
Yep.
And then he kept talking.
Yeah, I actually have to agree with her.
Still not the worst pep talk he's given.
Our guest speech may seem disquieting, as is war.
He was rolling for a
the
bit.
thief of solace,
Yeah, I went a bit too
and
far.
most cruelly, hope. Far too many of us know this firsthand. So I share with you a poem from moons
A
long
poem from moons
past.
long past. There once was a man
See
from
me
Nantucket.
to brighter shores. May it do you that same kindness. As we march toward peril's hearth, our kinfolk at our sides, each step, perhaps, could be our last, or first, toward kinder skies. Our spears will dawn, and fight till dawn, to guard the grounds we've stood, but won't have won till battle's done, and stays that way for good, and stays that way for good. That sentiment I find freeing.
Stokeholder's a little better at
Until
this than
we
Izzy
see
is.
Such times we march, bear kin and allied friends, to guard our grounds against a foe most wicked. What they have in strength, they lack in respect for one another.
Yeah, I don't think their
We
lack of
have
respect for
both.
each other is really gonna
And some damn good
be a
spears.
big deal. Regroup with our allies. But where
That
was
was
the
a very
drinking?
compelling speech, Elder.
They always seem to come together at the last moment. Still, tomorrow comes too soon.
We've prepared, tested our plan of attack, celebrated the many reasons for living. It's time.
Suppose it is, Wayfinder. But for now, the eve is young, and the festivities beckon. I do advise you all to get a good night's rest. Tomorrow, we rise.
More stuff. Another mastery point. Didn't feel like I did a whole lot for those 2 mastery points, gotta say. My bags are full, because of course they are. When are they not? They actually weren't too long ago.
Now, this is a find.
Oh god, we've hit 250 again. Oh my god. Yeah, we have. I have. Alright, that goes up there. It goes there.
Power flow at
That,
30%.
throw away that.
Rerouting.
I don't have the space where I can keep things that are worth relative pennies. Leave the party when I'm ready. But I have to talk with people. I have people to talk with. That's another achieve, I think, for talking with everybody. Stoic Alder?
Pokey, a moment.
Oh, Ma's arrow. Thought she took it with her.
As did I.
Did Doobie find his way for real? Exactly,
One
sure.
reason
Good morning.
holding this feast
From me.
was so important
Morning
to
here.
me is that I couldn't give your Ma
To
a proper
whatever time it
send-off.
is.
I never even
time
got
thing,
the
man.
chance to tell her goodbye. And damned if I was going to let that happen again.
Pa,
Your Ma's intent was always to make you this arrow's keeper. She had wanted to wait till you were grown.
And now you are.
And grown you have. From a cub adrift in daydreams to a warrior who's braved life's cruel realities. Far too soon. Wear this as a reminder that your Ma and I are forever at your heart.
I'm gonna weep
Soar,
uncontrollably.
my arrow.
Alright, that was them. And over here, up that upstairs, Dagda and Waiting Sorrow, presumably. Yep.
A perfect spot. You'll never find us up here. Now, tell me more about them.
Now I'm eavesdropping,
For starters,
and we're up in the
I'm
eaves.
thankful they still want anything to do with me. I've put them through enough for a lifetime.
Well, good to get your baggage out of the way early.
Ald is doing the best he can, given the situation. He's opening up again, slowly. Patience is the least I can give him. And I'm downright impressed with Pokey. He's been through so much. But instead of running, he faces things head on. I could learn from him. My legacy is running from things I need to face.
There's far more to your legacy than that. After his ascension, I became fast friends with Lear, a son of Deldrimor. He reminds me so much of you. His views on magic, the dualities of creation and destruction, and logic and emotion. I spoke of you often to him, shared your writings, and he eventually came to form the Bastion of Balance in your memory. It was then that I finally accepted that even though you were gone, your teachings would live on. Forgive me if I overshared with him. With you gone, I feared the worst. I guess it was a way to feel close to you again.
I abandon you, and you honor me. I don't deserve you.
But now you're here, and I am more whole for it, my dearest friend.
We got somebody else. They're over here in this direction. Izzy! Hanging with the dancers.
Don't tell me you're afraid to dance, Iskarin.
I don't know. Can you dance if you
Afraid?
float in the air?
I just find no comfort in the senseless flailing of limbs.
Well, you do have more limbs.
I know.
think. You've got
You need
more
a
arms.
partner.
I don't know if you have legs.
I'll
I think you do.
pass. I'm flattered,
Under your skirt.
truly. But I can partake from here while remaining still and dignified.
Oh, how rude of me. The Seers didn't have dancing, did they? It's just... I always thought you were the graceful sort.
It's the floating.
Of course we had dancing. It's not like it's chronomancy. You just set your feet, sway your hips in time to the rhythm.
Izzy, have you been drinking?
I know what you're trying to do, and it won't work.
Well, I had to try.
All right, you win. Honestly, I wish Mabon was here.
Well, complain to the devs. They killed him too soon.
He was a patron of many festivities over the years. A shame you only knew him in his direst moments.
One dance, then. For Mabon?
Fine. I will humor your childish whims. And then you will leave me be.
We're gonna get to see Izzy dance.
More accolades.
That's 4 more achievement points. Izzy, come on, Izzy, dance. Yeah, I don't see legs. That I'm okay with, actually, I think, you know? He's done talking to me. We got 15 honey flowers for that. Is that everybody? I think it is. There are no more little green stars. So, we're off. While so far this has all been entertaining, it also feels like filler to me. Mount Balrior. That's the new raid. Named Mount Balrior. Now it looks like we got a bit of a travel ahead of us, as Sanguine Crater is still the closest waypoint. So if we don't have some more meat to this content other than like one more fight, I'm going to have some significant complaints. If they haven't made a whole lot of changes to this map, I'm going to have a lot of complaints. Because this map was maybe the worst open world map they have ever had in the game. Ever. And if they haven't made improvements to it. Bunch of unusual coins and some rotted timbers. Oh, that was a little bit of the legendary. A lot of the stuff for the legendaries. We already have done. It just hasn't been flagged yet. Basically, you have to like move it into your inventory to flag it. Oh my god, are we full on Mithril? I just converted a whole shitload last night. Oh, that's right. I also did salvage a bunch of stuff last night for the weekly, I think. So, yeah, that's why. Tentacles! Oh god, here we are again. So, well, I will put off my excoriation of them until we find out what the actual case is. But if it is what it seems like, I will be very unhappy. I don't think I can actually sell to this one, can I? I can? Oh, that's actually would be good. I want to sell those two things. Get those out of the inventory for sure. I just got so much crap. All right. Balrior Peak. Here we go. Balrior Peak, Mount Balrior. Isn't that redundant? So my understanding is there are basically going to be 3 different versions of this fight. There's the story version. There is the raid version for 10 people, 10 players. And then there's going to be the convergence version, which will be up to 50 players. The mechanics will vary, the difficulty will vary. The most difficult is the raid.
Good,
And
we're
the
all
raid
here.
is going to have, I think,
Bad
a
news
challenge
first.
mode later on and
A nasty
legendary
storm is
mode.
coming. It's blocking the reinforcements from crossing the bay, even with the lowlanders guiding them.
If that storm is headed our way, then we probably need to get moving.
Scouted ahead. There are some ruins just up the mountain. Might be a good foothold before we push on the Titans.
Anything else?
That's as far as I felt comfortable going alone. Spawn everywhere, from all 3 of them.
Then we push to camp and take it from there. We just don't have a lot of time. Every move needs to be deliberate.
Wait!
Vale, what are you doing here?
I'm not letting our claw climb Mount Balrior without his spearmaster.
A good warrior, an even better friend. May the wind carry us.
My spear is yours, Alder.
Ready, everyone?
Ready, everyone?
No time like the present.
Let us end this.
I'll follow the green arrow on the mini-map. Okay, can mount. Probably going to want access to the Warclaw.
They come.
Ew.
Infuriate!
A veteran liminal conduit, which for some reason looks like a liminal coconut to me, but the old man's eyes, not working that great.
A moment of relief.
So we can relieve ourselves? Nice looking. Pretty map.
There, look.
And filled with the stranger's spawn.
Come on, let's make quick work of this.
Lots of them. Very lots of them. Base camp. Waiting Sorrow, you want to get in the action here a little bit?
Not enough endurance!
Lots of enormous ground effects. The only ones I really can't stand are the boon corruptors. As the developers have given us a game where getting boons is a big deal. In fact, it's extremely important. The game is balanced around you having boons all the time. Might to increase your damage. Fury to increase your crit chance, so on and so forth. And now they have mobs that corrupt all of your boons and turn them into conditions instead. Which can end up with you dying almost instantly at times.
Secured.
And suddenly your 25
Sky.
stacks of
The
might,
mist's energy
which is
shouldn't
pretty
be too
standard,
severe. We'll have the upper hand.
suddenly turns into
And no bloodstone in sight.
25 stacks of
Also
bleed,
good.
say.
Time is our main enemy then, especially if a storm's rolling in. Dagda, any idea where they are?
Close, but their energies are separate? They're on opposite sides of the peak.
Maybe they're expecting us. Probably a trap.
Regardless, they'll learn of our presence quickly. And if they can sense when their spawn are killed, they're already preparing.
It's a little wild, but I have an idea. If they split up now, so should we. We know Greer's and Decima's song and dance. We all start picking
That's a
them up,
contemporary
while Sorrow
euphemism.
and Dagda keep the others busy.
I like that. Work our way around the mountain. Keep them separated, kill them separated.
If the air tells me truth, Greer is to the east,
Greer's
Decima
the
to
worst
the
of them
west.
so far.
He has
Harder
the
to say,
but
boon
north.
corruption. It's a mechanic.
Okay,
I just
you all head to
absolutely
Greer like Toki
detest.
said. We know his ways. Dagda, you hold Decima in place.
When Greer is dead, be ready to move. I'll send a portal that'll bring you all straight to me and Decima.
We have to build. I'm gonna set up a tent. Hey, come on, everyone else, you guys could do some work too. Oh, never mind. I'm the wayfinder. Apparently, I'm the only one that knows the way to set up a tent. You guys making coffee? Having some nice chit-chat? Oh, well, this one gets a floor.
Ready to go?
This is my tent.
Let's move out.
Good luck.
How's everyone feeling about this?
A pinch nervous, but this is necessary.
I
pinched-
look
a
ahead
pinched
for days
nervous?
without strife, hoping they near.
We have a Rotstrider. It's Greer indeed. Use your Warclaw. Crap.
I'm
Oh, the scent trail sniffed. Would you freaking die? Thank you. Yep. I'm sniffing.
Infuriated!
I don't think I need to be on to follow the trail, no. Warclaw can sense a faint scent, but it seems to trail off in this direction. Alright, well, I'm not currently on my Warclaw, but that's fine. I am. Scent is strong here.
They never relent.
This seems to defeat the... I think it's a champion, which presumably is for the multiplayer version. It's only an elite for the story difficulty.
Infuriated!
Yep, 5 stacks of poison instantly from the boon corruption and 3 stacks of weakness. I can deal with the weakness, but a whole bunch of poison is not fun.
One less to worry about. Let's keep moving.
Moving where? Oh, down. So, before we get any further in here, I need to take a quick AFK. I'll be right back. Miss me? Chilly weather here in the Bay Area. I mean, chilly for the Bay Area. I know most people wouldn't find it particularly chilly. We cracked 40 overnight, which is about 4 degrees Celsius.
There, just ahead.
Let's go.
I feel exposed.
Enter Greer's domain. Yep, there he is.
I'm nigh invincible.
I am, in point of fact, not nigh invincible. That sort of purplish multicolored gunk is the corrupting effect. Bone corrupting effect.
I'm 6 feet tall.
All right. Greer again. No.
You come once more to court, Death.
Yeah, that's it. We're here to court Death.
No more hiding.
Have you met her? Is she nice?
Bravery, a trait of the ignorant.
I feel 6 feet tall.
You could worship us, Malice Sword Shadow. Let us guide you.
Knows us by name.
This is gonna be cathartic.
Not nearly as annoying
Missions will speed your
as it is in
decay.
the multiplayer content, for sure.
False god fears death? Funny.
I'm nigh invincible.
I'm neither a baby nor a girl, but I've been fine. Greer, not doing so great.
Just a story to scare cubs. That's all your kind is worth.
Stand your ground.
Finishing off in decent time here.
Decima, return to the foundry.
The Foundry, uh-huh. The Foundry of Lost Souls. There's been a lot of speculation about...
Everyone alive.
Alive? Yeah.
Right on time. Come on.
So, that goes back to Guild Wars 1. I've played a little bit of Guild Wars 1, but I never got deeply into it, not enough really to get into the lore. I've learned some from various... Remember you? I'm not certain. Are you another Felsen alt? I expect that's likely. Alright, we've teleported to Dagda. And there is Decima.
Quiet. She's just ahead. I'm certain she can smell me.
Think she's waiting for us to make the first move?
Might be. Let's make her regret that.
Alright. I didn't find Decima too difficult in the storyline stuff.
More
A lot more
knowledge
difficult
for
in
me.
multiplayer.
Ha! The ants return for a crumb of bread, unknowing what... I can smell him on you.
Yeah, I thought it was you, Felson.
You.
Watch for her lightning. We know how vicious she can be.
A clever combination.
Time that, you can jump it.
Leave these lands.
We've got to, like, block her bolt, I think. Oh, another one. Gotta get over there.
I'm 6 feet tall.
Again, the mechanics are not very clear here, so...
You are next to enter the flame.
You are next. We already killed you, Rodrigo.
I'm enfeebled.
Nine pests.
Pretty well. Not bulletproof by any means.
Crumble, Decima.
Wow. Suddenly I sound kind of full of myself. Ow! I believe that I actually dodged that. I know I did because I was in mid-dodge animation.
Need you in
Why aren't you falling over? You're supposed to be falling over. There we go. 2 down. Thank you. I will enjoy the game.
Easy, cub.
My son.
Feels like they're setting us up to kill one of the main bear characters.
Ugh, gonna feel that one for a bit.
Dagda, Commander, I think you two should go ahead. I don't think the rest of us can push much further.
Yeah. Probably wise. Wayfinder, how is your strength? Are you okay to face Ura?
Let's go.
Let's
I will
go.
remain here and protect them while you march.
Going through there, I
I
think?
can sense sorrow and Ura
The
ahead.
wall over there?
Come on.
Yep. So for the raid, each of those is going to be one of the bosses. With new mechanics and everything. Unstable wall. Mount your war claws and use chain pull. You pulling on my chain? There we go. Pull it open. Boing. Start up the mountain with Dagda. Oh, she's mounted up too. All right, good, good. Up to the top of Mount Balrior, where we'll finally get a look at Ura.
No Titan spawn.
Sorrow probably cleared the way. I hope.
The northern landing. I need to sniff with scent trails. Looks promising. Gee, up the only available path. Imagine my shock and surprise. I'm leaving. No, I'm leaving the missionary. We have another elite vent shot. That has got a really big CC bar, it turns out. That was, yeah. Didn't know about the hot water vent that it has underneath itself that CCs you. That's a bullshit mechanic. We'll go with that. Oh, and get him out of the goddamn wall. Come on, ArenaNet. Can't have your NPC doing, or the fight character thing doing that kind of crap.
For the record, you've been struck.
Also, not fun, not being able to CC him despite having a whole bunch of CC on me. This is a bullshit mob all around. Every single mechanic this thing has is bullshit. You keep him busy, Dog Dad, when he finishes that. Okay, I've decided that I absolutely fucking hate the design on this mob. Alright, we'll need to swap out of Spear, I think. And he's stuck himself in the wall again, so we can't get around behind or avoid his attacks or anything, you know. That's just sloppy fucking work on that part. Setting the boundaries wrong on the area is just...
Stand your ground.
God damn it. Really, this instance is sloppy. This mob is an absolute shitstorm of no fun at all. Especially if you're a melee character. Again, that's a lesson they never seem to want to actually freaking learn. Is bosses, mobs and stuff that are terrible for melee players. What I need to do is immediately swap the spear out for the bow. Just a terrible design. First of all, the fact that it can get into the walls is sloppy and careless, and the mob itself is a beat stick against melee characters. Again.
Sorrow. Where is Ura?
That's a design failure they
Ahead,
have.
I think.
Constantly.
She's managed to elude me thus far. Keeps sending spawn to block my path.
Enter Ura's domain. We finally gonna get a look at Ura. Yeah, thank you, I know. Oh, it's cool looking. Ooh, Bloodstone.
Where
Steam
could she...
Shrieker's corpse
Look.
discovered.
Is that a piece of bloodstone?
Yes, it is. Use the Heart of Obscure to neutralize the Bloodstone. Pardon me. Have you spayed or neutered your Bloodstone? The Bloodstone's about to release dangerous magical energy. Seek protection.
The Bloodstone is about to surge. Come to me.
Yeah. That's obviously going to be a mechanic in the fight.
You killed the Godspawn.
I did. Oh, nice.
Emerge,
Mushroom
beast.
cloud. There's Ura.
I will drag your soul to the foundry to build my kid anew.
Why are you taking control of my goddamn camera? I hate it when games do that. She's big. I expect I will die a number of times here, simply because I just don't know mechanics. I'm not doing much damage to her, if any. She's still at 100%. Geyser's plugged, alright.
But you don't know it yet.
Bloodstone shards, alright. Don't pop. Alright. Plugged one. I'm guessing I'm going to have to mount up to actually get these other ones put in place in time. This kind of mechanic certainly makes more sense, god damn it, in a raid setting than it does in solo play. Strike at Ura now that her power is dampened. Still taking damage. So I'll keep wailing. Maybe to 75%, I'm guessing. That's how long it's going to go. And we're going to have to do the geysers again.
6 feet tall.
No, 74, maybe 66%. We'll get the geysers again.
Make you fail.
70%. Use the chain on her arm.
God, you are not even of the gods. I see a stain.
Got it. I can't see the next circle. There it is.
This will be unpleasant.
Oh, perfect. Thanks. Let's make it incredibly slow. That was bad on my part. That one was my bad. Can I mount yet? Nope. Where am I going next? I went through. Do I have to be actually mounted on that? I guess I do. So this mechanic is back from previous fights. What the shit was that? Oh, I got it. It was done. It wasn't. And I can't mount up again. Christ. A 10-second cooldown to get back on the mount after you get knocked off. That's just really bad implementation. For 10 seconds, you can't do the mechanic you need to do. Have fun. Doesn't that make for an entertaining experience? Brings out the answers. Attack now that she's vulnerable again.
Of your village. Perhaps I'll visit them next.
So it was 70% for the first go. Again, that's a mechanic I don't think translates great to the solo experience. It's not terrible, but it's not good either, the getting on the mount. That's the kind of thing that I think is done better by multiple players, while presumably some number of characters stay in front of the boss and keep the boss's attention. One or two of them are doing the Warclaw running around bit. So the first one was at 30% gone, so 70%. I'm going to guess maybe at 40? We're almost down. Or 35. And looks like it's 35. Might even be 30. It's 35. She dealt taking damage. No, maybe 30. So far, this has not been a terribly difficult or frustrating fight.
Spilling Godspawn blood will doom your fate.
Geyser's plugged again.
Doom my fate? Sure.
I hate having a clogged geyser, you know? And I tell you, it happens when you're an old guy. Sometimes your geyser's clogged.
You will never threaten my people again.
Don't get too far under. I assume there's a reveal as to where we're going with the next boss. And where we're going in the next part of the expansion in 3 months. What the hell? Strike now?
Infuriate!
5 stacks of weakness on me.
A clever combination.
Got her.
listen or no breath. Stifle it. For the door we came through, it's wide open.
I knew I'd achieve this.
Regroup with your allies. Alright, the door we came through. So the, what is it, the Foundry of Souls, I think. Godspawn Mastery.
The door we came through sits open. What does that mean?
I knew there had to be a catch.
We'll figure that out. But for now, she's dead. All three of them are. I'll collect the others and return them to the village. Their wounds need tending.
I'll meet you there. I want to linger behind for a moment.
Inspect Ura to make sure she's truly dead. Why would I want to do this alone?
What did you want from us? From Tyria?
That's it? That's what I was wanting to check on Ura? Alright, Ura was surprisingly straightforward. The elite mob, a little bit further down the mountain, was worse. Significantly. Head back to Harvest Den, huh? We got a couple of harvestables down here. So I'm going to harvest them, because they're harvestable, you know? Got an event over there that no one seems to be doing, despite the fact we all need XP, I think. Yeah, like a quarter of the way to the next tier. Do I have enough mastery points? 5, I have 5, so we have enough. Nobody is fighting the champion Ruin Shard Mauler. I'm a little surprised by that, given how close the exit point is. Back to Harvest Den. Rabbits are up. Or Warclock ups, I should say.
I just harvested these.
Want to make sure we get
That's the trick. Nice and easy now.
them put away. Because I need XP. Damn it. Whole lot of people running around grabbing them. I'm lucky I got the one I've gotten so far. 2, yay. Need XP for more housing stuff. More housing recipes. I've more than made my contribution. 7. Alright, put those away. 6 more achievement points. 6 more. 21K. The mastery, a ways to go. We need another 1.8 million XP. So yeah, I'm about 20% done. We need a buttload of XP. And in about 8 seconds, we're going to get, I think, 30k worth. Yay! And maybe it was 40k.
Thank you, Outlander. He'll let them gnaw his
Yeah,
house
about
down
that.
before a stern word crosses his tongue.
I am sorry, Mist. Better
I'll
my
finish
house
the story.
than your damages, huh?
Well, finish. Maybe not. Hopefully not. But I think probably, in which case, yeah, not impressed. If they haven't added a whole bunch of other stuff to Janther's entry, this is an epic fail.
Wayfinder, welcome to the night of quiet breath.
Quiet
Feast before the battle. Take a nap after.
Oh.
Ah, my kind of party.
Come on. Everyone's resting.
Check in with Kaith and Malice. Can I just check in with Malice instead? Can we not dropkick Kaith off the mountain?
That was one heck of a fight. Glad it's done.
Exhilarating, though. Not quite the same as fighting an Elder Dragon, but a battle worthy of some fable.
Thank you both for all of this. Excellent backup you were.
Oh yes, that was all you, Cup.
You're very welcome.
Anytime, kid.
Pause inside with Sorrow and the blue guy.
The blue
Want
guy.
to make our way in before.
Oh no, Malice and I will wait out here and keep guard.
Mm-hmm.
How benevolent. Let's go, Pokey, in case they need some adult supervision.
After this, I'm starting torpor early.
Hibernation. You can't beat it. Although technically hibernation, I believe, is sleeping through winter. If it's not winter here, that would just be estivation, which is the overall descriptor. Estivation is... hibernation is a subset of estivation. The things I learned that stuck in my head. Useful stuff?
Wayfinder.
Never.
Never has your arrival been so gladly received.
Never? Not getting along, are we?
Thank you for allowing us in your home, Claw of the Lowland Coden. The threat has passed. Now, we must heal. I agree. And on the topic of healing, Waiting Sorrow has more to tell you. More?
Hey now, my cerulean guest. We already know she's a wizard, or whatever you want to call all that.
Little Claw,
Cerulean friend.
there is more to say. There's a version of the story that would take me years to explain, but I owe this to you both. Thousands of years ago, long before Or's prime, I was born of whispers, visions, and images. I was destined to become a voice of Coda, the youngest the Coden of that era had seen. My Claw, he was kind, fierce. He sat with me many a night as I acclimated to my role. We bonded, but the dragon storm raged outside our dens, and as the storm picked up, Coda's voice turned angry. My reality changed. I started losing myself. I couldn't trust the visions. They lied to me. I'm not certain it was Coda that I heard. I hated having a destiny, and I felt like a threat. So, I left.
I know this story.
Yep, she's the one that you heard of in legends.
And I helped her sever her tie to the mists. Coda's voice no longer burdened her.
You are the missing voice of our ancestors.
Yeah.
I am. And I have regretted leaving my people every day since. That's why
She's
I came
kind of
here.
a big deal.
My people are not a balm for your wounds.
That's never how I meant it to be. I am sorry, Alder.
Air is what I need.
Air's dead. She died back in Heart of Thorns. Oh, AIR. Yeah, okay. Check on Pokey. Pokemon? Pokey Bear?
I'll go to him. Has a habit of retreating into himself, he does. Sorrow, you are not the monster you fear.
Is he? So, is he gonna come back? Ba-dum-bum. Thank you.
They needed to know you did what was necessary.
Now they do.
Wayfinder, back at the Wizard's Tower when you first returned Sorrow home, you may have noticed an air of
No,
tension
the fact you spent weeks fighting?
and the mention of Mabon.
Right. I was wondering about that.
It seems that our friend kept a few secrets under lock and key.
200 years ago, Mabon went to Bavanisos right after the Titans licked it clean. After the Mersat had been killed. Mabon told me he went to hide a mist gate that they kept in the gut of the city. He placed a ward
And his death
over the isle.
But
when he
the ward
died,
dissolved.
That ward fell. All of Bavanisos
Someone
once
has
again
opened the door
exposed
to the
world.
Foundry of Lost Souls.
I was with the Lowlanders when it happened. Even they felt their fur stand up.
Ura mentioned a door being open. Do you think...
I believe they came from the very gate that Mabon sought to hide.
But somebody
even I
opened
don't know how it opened again.
If it's still open, then we need to find it and do whatever we can to shut it.
I agree, Wayfinder. Before any more Titans are forged.
Bavanisos is the worst of Janthir.
That's the next map.
Maybe one of the worst waypoints in Tyria's history. The situation must be contained.
I guess we're headed to Bavanisos then.
I will inform the Alliance.
Balrior Peak completed.
Now, this is a find.
Another achievement point. That's it. 127,000 XP. So we're now about a third of the way. Yeah, about a third of the way. Another mastery point. Exit. That's a pretty minimal piece of content. 2 hours and 1 minute. And I didn't hurry through it. And I don't think they have made any real changes to Janthir Sentry. And I'm going to go there and find out, but if that is in fact the case. Let's just say I'm not going to be overly happy with that. Those are the boots. Those aren't bad. Glowy? I like glowy. Set that there. No, we'll set that there for now. Eight boxes. Janthiri gear
This is a find.
No, special? Yeah, one of the specials. I hadn't even looked at those. Complete the Balrior. 960. It's glorious. The Convergence will be another 150, and the Of Mists and Monsters meta event. Is that the Janthir Sentry meta? I think it is. What is the big thing about playing now? Well, this is, as of today, this is they changed the way they do expansions. So they'll have an expansion, which was 3 months ago, and then they'll have 3 content drops, every 3 months, and then the next expansion. So this is the first of the content additions to the Janthier Wilds expansion, and that was the entirety of the new story content. There's also, they're adding a raid, they're adding the legendary spear, a couple other things. But the implication was that we were going to get more sort of meat put on the bones of Janthier Sentry map. So I'm heading up there to see if that's true. I doubt that it is. I don't think it's true. Oh, Balrior's over there. That's an 80. Is that the raid area specifically? Yeah, that must be the raid area specifically. Okay. Because that's the entry for the new raid. So that's tacked on. I mean, that's not an insignificant piece of content by any means, even if it's not one I'm... Yeah, like chapters. Even if it's not one I'm very interested in. But this map was released at the start of the expansion and is a piece of crap. This map, I would say, had easily 10 times the amount of effort that went into this piece of shit map. Now, the implication was that they would be adding to this map, but if the only thing they've added is this area and the raid, then we didn't get anywhere near the drop from the expansion that we deserved. This should be a full map, not a map with a few cookie-cutter events duplicated over and over. Now, mind you, this map has great lore, if you're interested in the lore. I'm mildly interested in the lore, and it was terrific. It was great. But the actual content of the map was crap. I need to AFK for a sec and get myself another caffeinated beverage. Couldn't tell. Oh, well, this is one of the cookie cutter events that I was referring to. Same mechanic is repeated in multiple places throughout this map. And there's like 3 or 4 mechanics that they cut and pasted, and that's the majority of the map. And I don't think they've made any change to it, which would make this the worst open world map they have ever done.
Infuriating!
Thank you. Only mentally was I AFK. Thank you for pointing it out. I need to keep account of that. Put that up on the stream. Little forgot the AFK counter.
Nearly enough. Just a little more should do.
But I do need XP to finish out the mastery, so I'm gonna run around and do events. And I'll do them here in the hopes that they have at least improved the mechanics here, but I'm dubious of that. The implication they gave was that they would have improvements to this map at the start. The problem the last expansion had was it had 2 full maps, and they were full maps, both with a lot of depth and different things going on. I liked the first one a lot more than the second, but the second wasn't bad. This one And then they had the 3 additional chapters.
Yes, but there's no shame in asking for help on occasion.
Were okay, meh, and terrible. Actually, more meh, poor, and terrible. So they say, okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to have a little bit less stuff in the initial drop, and then we're going to add meat to that second map. And then we'll have the second and third chapters will be in the additional map. Which sounded good, but we didn't get 2 maps. We got a map and a third or a quarter, because this map is just so terrible. And it doesn't look like they actually added anything to this map. So in fact, we're going to be getting, to my mind anyway, less content. I don't want to talk, I want to investigate. But I need to run events anyway, because I need XP, so I'm going to keep whacking at these events, and maybe we'll see. Ankle burp meow! That's true, AFK Lens is not all there. At Keyboard Lens, not all there. Tiered Renown Hearts. Why are you telling me about this? It's not the first time I've done a Renown Heart. Did that get reset?
1,000 storms.
1,000 storms. I hope you've been counting, because that's like 2. How you doing, EBM? For those of you who don't know, the lovely and talented Engelbert Meow. She is a mostly Guild Wars 2 streamer, but she also really enjoys some casual stuff. She's also the only... I still can't talk to that one. Workin' and twerkin'. And yet you don't twerk on stream. She's also the only actual trained opera singing streamer I know. Although we really can't get her to belt it out on stream. You know, you kind of think opera is going to have the volume. And
A ripple in the earth. A brilliant ember.
Another event complete.
Well done, Wayfinder. With a keen eye for detail.
We have finished out the heart here. Yes, I can sell the crap. So, if you're a Guild Wars 2 fan, might I suggest adding Engelbert Meow to your routine of watching? I believe she has my last 12 free primes. So I obviously think her content has quality. It has some redeeming qualities. I don't want to get carried away. She's okay. So, these events seem to be popping. No, this one just vanished. Okay, I take that back. If they've increased the frequency with which the events pop up, that would improve this map, but it won't make it anything other than what it is, which is a bad map that they do not appear to have supplemented. Drop that prime for all the trolling you do. That's true. It is kind of, I do kind of owe you for the hard time I give you.
Fast. Wayfinder, lend us a paw. Food stores are already.
Oh, I already
low.
finished. Well, yeah, I need the XP, but I did finish this heart already. Boars are coming for me. Boars. Don't know why they're coming for me. I'm one of them. I have been described as a boar.
I'm 6 feet tall.
You say that I troll you, and now you troll me. Thank you very, very much. I don't know. Did I ever give you my spiel welcoming you to when you followed? I will give it to you now for subscribing in just a second. After I, you know, kill some boars.
Synergy.
Such synergy.
Everything helps. Everything
Here it
helps.
comes. Welcome to my humble little stream of misfunction, malfunction, dysfunction, and frequently complete and total unfunction. You're most welcome indeed, and thank you very, very much for the subscription. Hope your work is not too onerous today. That was my first spiel. I have another spiel I use when I call an end to the day's stream, and another when I start my stream. But that was my first spiel. Was the follow spiel.
I'm hemorrhaging.
I'm hemorrhaging. Fortunately, I have bacon.
Everything helps.
Is there another player here? There another player came through. Am I the only one actually doing this? I am. So EBM, it was about 2 hours for me to do the new content, which is disappointing. And it doesn't look like they've actually, other than the new content area that you see, it doesn't seem like they've added any new additional content to Sentry, which upsets me.
Just fine.
In SOTA, we got 2 solid maps at the launch.
Good enough, it is.
In this expansion, we got 1 solid map and 1 crappy map. Not the map unless you're looking at the convergence and raid. Yeah, I mean, the implication we were going to get was that we were going to get basically additions to this map. Not just additions to sort of the expansion space. And more XP. I mean, we knew there was a raid coming. We knew there was a convergence coming. There's the raid. This is the raid area. And the convergence, I think, buffed up this area. But the map itself, the events, obviously the storyline's not going to grow for this map. The base storyline. But the events and stuff, doesn't seem like there's any change, which means that this, which was a terrible map to begin with, is still a terrible map. Oh look, I'm doing this event for the second time.
Wayfinder, have you a moment to help? Fresh vegetables.
Yes, because I need the XP. They do appear to have turned the knob up on the frequency that the cookie cutter events are happening. But that doesn't change the fact that they're a bunch of cookie cutter events.
This should do nicely.
So, in my opinion, this is likely the worst open world map they've ever made. And they didn't make it any better.
Give up yet?
This should do nicely.
And the implication was that this map was going to be better in some way. It's going to be augmented in some way. And tacking on a raid area and a convergence area is not making this map any better. Making the expansion better, which is good. I guess that was what I expected also, but I've been blasted with a lot of info about it. You know, the implication was Soto, they gave us 2 full maps, and then breaking up the third map into 3 parts was bad. So what we're going to do is we're going to break the third map into 2 parts, 2 chapters in this expansion, and we will augment the second map. And we're not seeing the second map augment. There's a lot of stuff going on in Bloodstone Fen. It's certainly an annoyance to get around in and stuff. But it's a complete map. This one never felt like a complete map. It felt like a half-done map where they were going to do more stuff. And maybe they have. Maybe I'm just not haven't run into it yet. Why am I not able to deposit? All right, another event complete.
Rare and valuable.
You know, this map was just not complete. It felt like an unfinished piece of work. Bloodstone Fen, a lot of people didn't like, I understand that.
Well, perhaps.
But it was a finished map. It had a whole lot of stuff going on. A lot of different events and stuff. This had, like, the same 3 events, duplicated 8 or 10 times each. Here we are again, the same type of event. And I would be contemptuously moving on if I didn't need the XP. More or less than Neos. Then all of Neos is a more complete piece of work than this map. But then Neos was meant to be split up into 3. This was meant to be a complete map. I think Neos is not, especially the third drop for Neos. The Neos drops, I felt, the first one was meh, the second one was poor, and the third one was terrible. Was the second worst piece of content they've ever done, next only to the cave in Gyaladelv. But as a whole, Neos was okay. It felt like a complete map with the entire thing. Initially, it was not a complete map. I think it was combined number 3, and they split it. Yeah. And that's the thing about Neos, is if you look at all 3 drops, I think it's a better map than this. I enjoyed the first drop, the Floating Islands, the first map in Soto. I enjoyed it a lot, I think more than most people. I actually think, in most ways, I enjoyed it more than the first map here. I think I'm in the minority on that. But compare the second map in Soto to this map. That's where my problem lies. In that this map, unless there's more stuff going on that I don't know about yet, is an insulting lack of content compared to the second map in Soto. You know, the second map in Soto felt comparable to the first map. You know, as far as like the amount of things going on. There's the amount of work that was spent on the first map in this expansion is 10 times what was done here, at least as far as events and content go. This map has incredible lore. The lore in here is amazing in this map. But the events and stuff, terrible.
Excellent. This is plenty, thank you.
I'm almost halfway to the new mastery with the new
where you want to be
housing recipes. Yay! The lore is the best part about this map. I have 0 complaints about this. I have nothing but glowing opinions on the lore in this map. It is arguably the best lore map in the game. Lots of cool, interesting things going on. It's awesome. But where's the game design for this part of the map, you know? And now it's fight the elementals, cookie cutter. Also, we do have the new Wizard's Vault stuff. I'm a little disappointed that we didn't get another sort of quest thing that you could buy. Like the Spear and Gauntlet combo. I thought that was a great addition. We, instead of the kits for the Legendary, we now have a Legendary key, which I believe takes us to the place they teased in the video. And apparently you now get to choose whether you want, which of the two gifts you want, magic or might. Which is another nice addition. Come on, guys, there you go.
Some like it hot. I do not.
We have the elite. We do have the elite up. All right.
I'm 6 feet tall.
Well, it depends on what we're talking about. Liking it hot. Being on fire? Not so much. That's eminently skippable.
A clever combination.
Stupid imps. Alright, we got the big one. Finish off the elementals and have another event done. Well, for the Bay Area, it was really cold last night. Speaking of some like it hot, for the Bay Area, we cracked 40 last night. And when I got up today, it was 44.
They burn, I smother. An endless
Odd watching you on Twitch instead of outside your window. Well, yeah, that's understandable. Hey, wait! I am encumbered. Of course I am.
Threshold achieved.
Of course I'm encumbered because you're always giving me this kind of junk. Why don't you just give us silver instead of the junk? I know you want us to buy big bags. And I cannot lie. Hey, Jukebox. How you doing? Are they doing one of the Rift events? No, they're not. There's a Rift open, but no one's doing it. But, oh, is it the boss? The bosses are up, I think. Nope, nope. I know what this is. Skimmer, please. Why not Skimmer? Skimmer me. There we go. And they finished it. They just killed the Leviathan. Wah, wah. And I missed it. 'Cause I suck. Oh, that's life. In the big city. Oh, I changed. Man, I tell you, I miss the Mount Radial on patch days. We have another event. Hey, one of the events that isn't entirely cookie cutter. Magi's Full Moon Axe. I need to mail that to a friend because they really like these skins, and that's because they have good taste. The Full Moon skins are really awesome. Really nicely done. We'll sell that. Getting through the story now, about to start the final chapter. The final chapter. No, I'll stop right there. The whole thing took me just a whisker over 2 hours. And a fair chunk of it was stretched. Collect. I doing this alone again? I guess everyone's still doing the new chapter. As a lot of these events, there's no other player at, which seems a little strange. Given that everybody needs XP now again. I have the mastery points. Now I just need the XP. About halfway done. So that's what I'm doing now, is I'm just running events. I'm never going to finish this by myself in time. That's just not going to happen.
6 feet tall.
So I will finish this last one off. We'll get the east side base rod finished up. And then we'll leave, because 4 minutes, I'm not getting all of this done. So that's done is what I am. Came out of one of the story instances into the Sentry World Boss. Nobody was doing it even in LFG, even though one of the special objectives for the Vault. Right, yeah. It's right now, anyone who's in is probably playing through the story. Or in the case of the hardcore guys, they've gone straight after the raid, if they can. I imagine, I know Teapot had a bunch of people ready to go at launch, doing the convergence and raid. Yeah. I will not do any spoiler reaction for those of you who've come in since I finished, but it looks like the story is going to take us where a lot of people were speculating in the next chapter, which I am looking forward to. You know, if they do a good enough job on that, I will be a lot more forgiving of this map and its numerous issues. But they're going to have to knock that one out of the park.
And mind the jade constructs. That's the spirit. Just bring whatever you find.
Yes, I'll just pick up some stuff from interesting rock piles. Oop. Don't want to get caught in the splody. Actually looking forward to trying it out, hoping that more folks will find raids. Well, theoretically, it's supposed to be doable as...
That's the spirit.
My understanding was that you could basically do it in 3 ways, and that there was an open world raid version, and they never, as far as I know, they never addressed whether that was going to give you legendary materials.
We know so little about January Century.
More folks will find raids after trying Wing 8, because I think you've done work to make it more inviting to newer folks, lower skill level. Yeah, well, my understanding was that there was going to be
just around the corner.
Basically, the convergence version of the raid. It's not clear to me exactly how the whole thing is working. But things not being clear to me, there's nothing new about that. We've got a champion jade armor. And we've got a few players. I'm going to try to get in there and res them.
Better. Time to bust some heads.
Probably going to die doing it, but I saved a person. I'm a hero. For, really small values of heroism. Sure. Ow. All right, that was bullshit mechanic.
Much better.
Can I res this person? Working on it. No, they're dead, I think. Yeah, they're dead. I can't get them resed in time. No way. This one we can res. Oh, we're doing no damage to this thing. No, thank you. I'm here for XP. The suck mechanic here is terrible. In that he one-shots you. Yeah, that other person's leaving too. Yeah. That is a non-starter. If there's 4 of us and we're doing nothing to it. 50-man open world, emboldened, normal, challenge, and legendary. Yeah, that's what I thought. So what sort of stuff we're going to actually get out of the 50-man open world raid, I don't know. They haven't actually said. If it has, you know, some number of legendary components, I'm much more interested. Like Gandalf said, it's these small acts of kindness that keep the darkness at bay. Well, I rezzed them, and then me and at least one other person decided, yeah, 3%. Most everybody has died or, oh, here we go again, is either dead or has died and been rezzed. Maybe we're just not good enough to beat that guy. Sadly, we're just not good enough to beat that guy. If we can get LI, you would love it, but you haven't looked into it. Yeah, that's the thing. I don't know if you can get the LI. I mean, I'm going to be a hell of a lot more interested in it if you can than if you can't. I don't need there to be awesome rewards, but if it's not rewarding in some way that matters to me, then I'm less interested after I'll do it a couple of times. I mean, Convergences gave you materials in bulk that you were eventually going to need if you wanted to make Legendary, so my assumption is, yeah, but I don't know. Ooh, rich Orichalcum. Also, I need to complain about the timing. Less so on the mining tool that you got for the expansion, but the axe, the wood chopping axe, doesn't work right. It doesn't give you, I don't think I'm going to need a hit in. I didn't. It doesn't give you 4 wax on a rich node. It only gives you 3 wax. That's busted. That's not the way it's supposed to be. Oh my God, why is there no freaking place to sell this junk? Oh, I need to kill more veterans for the weekly.
Infuriating.
I need to kill a bunch of veterans for the weekly. Got it. So for the weekly, I need 18 more Titan spawn and 35 more veterans. That's a lot of vets. I also need to sell the crap in my goddamn bags, because when don't I? I need to go through his bags again. On other things that annoy me, an endless list, by the way. Why does Heli have the icon over their head, and then you talk to them and literally nothing happens? They shouldn't have the icon. The little crown icon. What do you have for sale? Let me sell my crap. Anything else I can sell? Why the hell do I have a Magi's Full Moon pistol sitting in my inventory? I don't know. Probably because at some point it filled up. Where is the damn thing? There it is. Again, that'll get mailed off to a friend of mine. Send me. No, do not. Yes, that's what you want to send them. Very good. Got to get rid of that if you've done the collection. Those sort of little details, they don't seem to be getting much attention. The little stuff a lot. Have fun. Guild Wars is a great game. Hey, by now it's probably my second most played game of all time. It's probably caught up to Lord of the Rings Online. And it's certainly my most streamed game of all time. Currently on my main account here, I have played for 4,476 hours and 1 minute across the last 4,469 days. I have, at some point recently, I have cracked the I've played an hour a day since the game was released mark. On average, at least an hour a day. I have spent more than 4% of the last 12 years playing Guild Wars 2. if you want to count waking hours, I have spent approximately 8% of my waking hours over the last 12 years playing Guild Wars 2. Rookie numbers got to get that up. Yeah. Oh, I know. For example, a Melangel Amethyst is like at 13,000 in 4 years. Oh, look. Cookie cutter. It's pomegranates and moas. But I need XP. I need some MOA XP. Get it? It's a joke. No, I've been here since, well, several days before launch, actually. At the start of the Head Start, I was there. I bought the game to get access to the first beta that was publicly playable. All you had to do was buy the game, pre-order the game. To be fair, I play a bunch of games, so nowadays, respectively. Yeah, I play a lot of games. On stream and off. Yesterday, I played 5 different games. I calculated them. I played Guild Wars 2. I played New World. Daddy. I played Wayfinder. What the hell else did I play? Another single-player game. Which was it? Crap. Now my brain's turning into Cheese Whiz. Thank you, EBM. Maybe one of these days.
6. Infuriating.
I am retired. Yeah, and I play games to, kill time. Oh, I played Eve, so that was the third of the MMOs I played yesterday. I also played another single-player game. Well, at least one. I played Dune, one of the Dune games, the one that's basically it's a card game, an online card game, or a board game. More like an on-game board game that's played with cards, I guess. That event failed. Yeah, that was the one I was working on briefly before I saw that I was not going to finish. There was another single-player game I played as well yesterday. I just can't remember what the hell it was. And again, I'm the only player here, so given the fact that, everybody needs to be getting XP, I don't know, maybe the people who've already finished out the story, the way I have, are back on the lowlands. It is probably faster to get XP there, and it's certainly more fun. Thing is, I was hoping they'd actually made additions to this map, but I don't think they have. I think the content that we had in this map yesterday is the content we still have in this map, which is really disappointing. Did I like Brighter Shores? I liked the promise of Brighter Shores. I thought it had some cool, interesting stuff. In the state it was dropped into early access, I felt it was not ready for yet. Now, I know they were making a lot of changes as they went, which is what early access is for, so they're doing it right.
Pile's getting big.
Pile's getting big. I don't think I want to comment on that. So I think they were approaching it right. I don't think they should have maybe had open early access. That might have been a mistake because it gave a lot of people, I think, an unfair, inaccurate impression of the game that it wasn't finished. But of course it's not finished. It's in early access. But I think a lot of people expected it to be in a more finished state. So I don't think they did themselves any favors. All right, the meat is enough. They have enough meat. Hey, another player. And now it's pomegranates. I have ever actually eaten a pomegranate. Had pomegranate juice and like salad dressings and stuff. And good, we're done with the pomegranates too. That'll be a completed event. So I am saddened by the fact that it looks like they have not added any real content to Janther's Sentry, the regular map. They've added additional content to the expansion,
and they don't look
but
friendly.
not really the Janther Sentry.
I'll take them out so no one gets hurt.
So they didn't really give us 2 full maps at the expansion launch. And that's disappointing. You're still alive. That's disappointing. I'll have to do something about that. Oh, this one explodes on death. Lens, take note. It explodes on death. Get ready to move. There you go. It just seems to me that it would be a lot faster to get the XP on the other map, because this map does not seem to have changed. Oh, there's another player here, so I can at least...
A clever combination. Stand your ground.
He blew up! Ow. That was painful. He's gonna blow up now. This white mantle jerk. Oh, he's a veteran. Well, I need to kill a lot more veterans. Oh, and he dove away, you cheating poo-poo head. Pardon my horrible vulgarity there. I couldn't help it because he's a terrible poo-poo head. Ow. You did Twister in a jar and you couldn't buy it from the auction house. That's when you quit. Want to play again, though? Yeah, I'm not sure. Twister in a jar is one of those items that may not be tradable. It may be bind on pickup. I'm pretty sure I've had it.
Need to keep an eye on those things.
Event successful. Yay! Another event successful. We're about, what, 60% done? Oh my god. Please stop. Stop, little jerks. Leave me alone. I'm a big jerk, but leave me alone. Oh, the junk drops. I don't have the bag space to carry the junk drops. Your virgin ears? I would hope so. I mean, I'm not one to kink shame, but I would hope that your ears were virgin. Actually, in this case, I think I am one to kink shame. That'd just be weird, dude. Seriously. Way weird. Rotten plant detritus. Maybe this is new. I don't remember this event. So maybe they have actually added stuff. That would be awesome. I would be happy if that were the case. Rotting plants and animals cleared. I don't remember this. This may be new content. In which case, I would be pleased. That if they actually have added content onto this map, I will take back the complaints that I have been endlessly spouting for the last 40 minutes. Rotten plants. And then I'm going to kill that mist-burned bee. Just on general principles. It bedooped. I'm not exactly sure of the import of the bedoop. Rip bee? Well, I mean, it started it by being a bee. All right, that doesn't really make sense, but, you know. We've got a veteran. I have to kill veterans. No, veteran mobs should be clear. If you do not speak clearly in this day and age, someone's going to get the wrong impression. The mobs that are labeled veteran.
Such synergy!
Such synergy! I have such synergy, you know. Not everyone has it, but I do.
Forced can breathe again.
Attack a bee. What's next? The sea? I see what you're doing there.
You won't miss it.
It's mildly amusing, so it doesn't L-O-M-N-O-P me off. Yeah, I got nothing, really. Nothing at all. More rewards. I like rewards. Torn leaves. Yay. 18 globs of globby goo. 2 copper pieces each. I value my inventory space. More than 36 copper. Thank you. Anything going on down here? I'm not seeing any events. Have a nice meeting? Which, of course, can be translated into English as, I hope your meeting's short. I have always felt that the person who hates meetings most should be in charge of the meetings. This will make them shorter, more to the point. It won't be short. Oh, you're being punished for your sins. Well, you know, perhaps if you sinned less, or maybe sinned more. Another veteran. Gotta get him. Need more veterans. Gotta kill more veterans. Mobs. The mobs. Why are you running away when I'm attacking you? That's rude. If I'm attacking you, you should stay and take your whooping. Ah, lovely. You know, the boon corrupting mechanic is one of the worst ideas they've ever had in this game. They've spent 12 years teaching us that boons are good. Now they've decided, nah, they're not good.
The fight still rages against Greer's rot, but he's far less a stranger to us now than he was.
All right, well, we will do the activity here, the adventure, which isn't all that adventurous. Let me change over to the work law. Sniff. Alright. Oh. We've got a box over here that we can dig up. We're going to dig that up. If they'll let us dig it up. There we go. A lesser Coden cache. Don't forget to turn in your Coden bucks today. Coden cache sounds like one of those gambling websites that they advertise all the freaking time. It's been a while since I have done this adventure. I had it down to a fine science. I'd done it enough times.
Thank you for letting me join your research party in the woods. The closer I
You're
get
welcome.
to the ruins, the better.
Why one yearns to go near those ruins, I can't understand. But you are very welcome. If I may ask, what is it that excites you?
You see, those ruins have a white. What I've got
Digging at the rubble. We're getting close. We have just a couple more to get. Two more, I think. After this one, and they're both right up in that little ledge over our head. I was going to res that person. I don't have to. Someone else did, or he resed himself.
Oh, almost forgot. Our drones will be at the testing sites. Retrieve additional doses from them if needed.
And adventure complete. Gold medal? Aw, pshaw, tweren't nothing. Finish out the heart here yet?
If this goes on much longer, the test will be ruined. Keep them away from the plant and stave off its infection with the solution. The forest is so sick that it rejects its own cure, that it does. Like a stubborn cub refusing to take its medicine. We must try again.
Must we? Mist-burned flora. Carry it and deposit it.
Another sample. Good.
Is he attacking? Leave the samples alone,
6 feet tall.
jerk. Also, stop jumping away when I'm in the middle of an area of infected. That's rude. It is so hard to get good help these days. That's not going to work.
That'll silence you.
Another veteran. No, he's got to go. I tell you, 50 veterans is kind of a lot. I mean, it's for a weekly, but even then, 50 is a bunch. Can I pick up multiples? I can. I'm carrying 2. 3. Most of you are probably familiar with the Count. Do you know the Count's full name? He is the Count von Count.
Thank you for this.
I think you've got to be, what, 3/4 of the way done. Let's see. In other largely unknown based name stuff. For those of you who ever watched Gilligan's Island, Gilligan's name is Willie. He is Willie Gilligan. And the captain is Jonas Grumby. You see? See what I mean when I talk about how the useless shit sticks in my head? That's the perfect example of the useless stuff sticking in my head. I did say Willie. Presumably that's short for William, but I don't know that. Another one? Oh, how very nice. Quiet down there. My tummy's talking to me. Willie is indeed another word for the male genitalia. There are pretty much an infinite number of nicknames for that piece of biological technology that we have. Well, that I have. Some of you have. Another cookie cutter. Is anyone doing this? Somebody is doing this, so I'll do it. It certainly feels like they've turned the knob up on these events to go more often, which is a real improvement to the map. But the maps are this map is still a dreadful piece of crap. So again, I have no idea if that one event that I did earlier that I didn't remember having seen before is new. But if there's nothing new in Sentry other than the new content, if they didn't do any updates or upgrades to this map, it's crap. As good as the first map is, as much fun as that first map is, the Lowlands, and it is. It's a lot of fun. A lot of work went into that map. Almost no work went into this map. Pain meds are cooking your brain. I hope it is either, at the very least, I hope that the pain is lessened. Also acceptable if they make you feel good. But if the only effect is that they make you a little bit blurry, that's less great. I need more pomegranates. You know, I guess sometimes a man just needs more pomegranates. In this case, I guess, and syrup sometimes too. So I am going to keep at these events until I get access to more recipes for the housing.
That's how amazing I am.
Smells fine to me.
Smells fine to me too. What are we talking about? It smells fine. Maybe we're talking about different things. Oh, great, corruption. Boon corruption is such a terrible... I should say, mass boon corruption is a terrible mechanic to have as one of the sort of base things you have to see in the game. Like I said, 12 years you've spent telling us that boons are good, and now, not so much.
Clouds are getting thick. Don't like that. At least we're about done here.
Pomegranates, pomegranates. Are we done with the pomegranates? We're done with the pomegranates. Another. What's boon corruption? Haven't played. Well, the game is based now, at least certainly for multiplayer content, on stacking up certain boons. 25 stacks of might. If you look here, I have Aegis is the only boon I currently have. The next attack I take will get blocked. But you want 25 stacks of might. Each stack of might increases your damage by 1%. You want Fury. Fury increases your crit chance by 20%. You want Alacrity and Quickness. One of them reduces your cooldowns, and the other increases the speed your attacks go up. These are the kind of things you want to stack up all the good boons. And what these do is, a boon corruption has been around a long time, where a mob will hit you and one of your boons will get changed into, poison or fear or something like that. They've added in here is mass boon corruption.
This is a find.
Where they can take your 25 stacks of might and suddenly it's 25 stacks of poison and you're dead. So that's my problem, is not with boon corruption. Boon corruption is a perfectly reasonable mechanic to make the players deal with. Mass boon corruption is not, because most players might have a debuff cleanse on them to remove a debuff or 3 debuffs, but they're not going to have anything that's going to cleanse 25 stacks of poison, as an example. I sent that one off earlier, so we'll just...
I was manufactured to the highest
I didn't
standards.
have that one. I have 2 skins left for the full moon set. Remember stacking boons? You don't remember boon corruption? I don't remember at what point it came in. Having a mob that corrupts a boon or a small number of boons is fine, but having mass boon corruption is just punitive as hell. What am I carrying? I think I'm carrying water?
This will do.
I was carrying water. How about gear? Who needs gear? Gear. Over there, no. Over there, no. Where? All the way back there.
Failing to prepare
Boon corruption is a standard thing. There are certain
I'm in need of water.
Game mechanics that allow players, to corrupt boons on mobs. Or at least to remove them. Boon strip is an important mechanic in a lot of the endgame content, where you have to be able to remove boons from mobs. They may have some boon on them that
this will do when the
that makes them take 10% damage, and if you don't have a way to cleanse that, well, you're screwed. So the manipulating of boons and cleansing or corrupting them has been a mechanic for a very long time. But the mass boon corruption is just brutal to deal with. Unless you're in a group where you've set up, a player or two who are capable of mass cleanse as well. I think that was water I picked up.
Hydration is key.
Because hydration is key, guys. Stay hydrated. Mass corruption sounds like dookie water. I would say dookie water. Dookie water you can probably make a decent case for. At least it'll keep you hydrated. It's just a hugely not fun mechanic.
Does everyone have what they need? Good. Then
No.
off we go.
I don't have everything I need. I don't have a loving family. I don't have a pet. I don't have $1 bajillion. I'm not sure where we're going, but I'm following her. Yeah, it's just a mechanic that feels punitive, where you're punished for what otherwise, in the rest of the game, is playing smartly and well. Yeah, it could be. I had a cat. I've always been allergic to cats, slightly allergic. My family always had cats when I was growing up. The allergy was never a problem. You know, you're careful. You don't rub your face in the cat. That kind of thing. But apparently I live in a small place. I'm nowhere near as tidy as my mom was at vacuuming every week, the whole house. So after about 4 months, a trip to the emergency room was required because I couldn't breathe, and I had to give the cat to my brother. So no more cats. I would like a dog, but why have a cat if you're not going to rub your face in it, though? Well, you know, it was very, very useful as a foot warmer. It loved to curl up on my feet here at the computer table. And dogs, well, I would like to have a dog, but the big advantage of cats is if you feed them and clean the box, that's all they need. Dogs, that's not true for.
Oh, damnation.
And I don't think I would be a good owner for a boss, or for a dog. Taking dogs out for walks, all that kind of stuff. I'm too lazy. So, and if it's not a dog or a cat, we're talking about a fish. And you can't cuddle a fish. Even if it's a cuttlefish, you can't cuddle it.
I thank you. As does Mr. Quiggles.
Mr. Quiggles thanks me as well. That's important. I want to be thanked by Mr. Quiggles. Pet rock it is. Yeah, I have one of those. I have a number of them. I have an entire ranch with the rocks in my head. You know, I'm going to go with the opinion that it does not appear that Janther Sentry has been really added to. So, again, scam or fraud call incoming, so I'm going to mute for a second so you don't hear it if they choose to actually speak. Yep, no message.
Has an aura that I do not like. We need to move now, or we'll
More
be trapped
cabbages. And boars. How many times have I done these events today? I'll say this. It's one positive is getting your hearts done is a lot easier than it used to be, as there are seem to be a lot more events. Not more events. The same events, the same crappy cookie-cutter events, but triggering more often, and that's a big improvement, just from playability. Really, it does not look like they've put in any new stuff. And that's really a bummer. I was expecting new stuff in this map. And it does not seem to be the case.
Infuriate!
Oh, look, animal meat. We'll drop that into the foraging box. Cabbages and bacon. Well, actually, you know, I'd eat that. Yeah, cabbage with a little bacon in it. Actually sounds pretty good. Some big bossy type mob has spawned just north of me. Oh, that's a rift. I'm going to assume that there are players, and that would be an XP generator. Yep, there is a player here. The mob is showing up in 4 seconds. is.
Oh, high toxicity.
There we go.
For the record, you've been struck. Infuriating.
Now we seal the rift. Another event complete.
I knew I'd achieve this.
More XP.
Quite
That's
a
what we're doing
reward.
this for right now. XP. Now we head back over here. Wild cabbage. The veggies are going to be done, and then it's going to be meat. We need more meat. Animal meat.
Infuriating.
Animal meat? What other
Good
kind of
fun.
meat is there? Vegetable meat? Is that a thing? I mean, I know the guys who sell various fake meat would want you to believe that it's meat.
That'll fill the belly of a bearkin. It will.
You know, they talk about vegan chicken. There's no such thing, guys. It's fake meat. Call it fake meat. Meat substitute. Call it meatish.
I've been 6 feet tall.
And this should be another event, and we're about like 90% done.
Maybe you'll think twice next time.
More animal meat. And there we go. We're currently at 1.736059 million XP out of 2.032000. Getting close. Where to next? Oh, let's head back west.
Thank you, friend.
East.
Didn't have to do too much myself.
That's right, we do not have the radial. I'm so used to the mount radial. Interesting. I've been here for quite a while, and the zone event hasn't popped. This is a little strange. The big boss event hasn't popped while I've been here. A little unexpected. And we can sell one thing. Half a gold. Let's see. Do we still have our lowland expertise? We do. Let's refresh that. Back up. Get the curious Mersat currency that we can get cheap. A few more events. And we'll get the new mastery. I am surprised this map has felt pretty empty of players. Oh, another one of these. Here we are, it's XP.
If that storm
And there
rolls
is
in
somebody
before
else
we're
here.
ready, we'll be out of food in an hour.
It'll go a lot faster with two of us than one, that's for sure.
Another full belly, thanks to you.
Help!
that is how you make a lot of meat.
Another full belly, thanks to you. Another full belly, thanks to you.
I'm good about full bellies. I usually like to have one of those of my own.
Good. Almost there.
Meat.
Good. Almost there.
Meat. Now, carrots. Just carrots. Yeah, this one's going to go really quick. Even with just two of us. And that's that. Gonna finish up. Should be like another 48k. We need about 220k, so we're going to need about 5 more events. 4 after this, I think. Thereabouts.
Just a bit
anyway.
more, and we'll have plenty to feed everyone. Tomorrow will be easier with a full belly.
3, 2, 1.
That's it. Just enough. This harvest is perfectly balanced. I'll carry this back to camp. Everyone will be grateful.
200k. We'll almost do it. So 5 more events.
I'm hemorrhaging!
I'm hemorrhaging! Don't know who would say, I'm hemorrhaging. Well, I guess Sora would. Anyone else would say I'm bleeding. Oop, event. We have got a player. And it's about killing elementals. Oh, good. I got here late, but in time to.
The winds
Ah,
are
there we
the
go.
storm to landfall. The strangers will emerge from their dens once more. Get ready.
In other words, the meta event is about to begin. Well, meta event, the boss event, about to begin. There's an event that goes on here just at the start. I'm going to AFK for a sec. I'll be right back. I'll try to remember to remove the AFK when I get back this time. He comes sprinting back. Well, as close to sprinting as he can get. I remember this time. There's an event supposed to be going on out here. At the start. So I'm going to give it a try if there's enough people in this map to even try. The approaching storm has made the Coden seek shelter, and fewer will venture into the dangers far from camp. Yeah, a couple other people, well, at least, yeah, waiting around for the event to start. There's an event that starts here right at the very beginning of the boss stuff, and then I'll take a run over to one of the bosses. I'll probably go north because how much I despise fighting Greer, because he's got the boon corruption. They make this heart easier. It's going faster than before. Oh my god, they did almost halfway. Yeah, I do think that they tuned some of the hearts here to be faster and certainly to spawn faster, and those are good improvements. So it's still a bad map. It's just not as terrible as it used to be. And it used to be just the worst. And frankly, that's not the sort of changes that shouldn't have happened 2 weeks after the launch. People were complaining about how terrible finishing the hearts on this map was from day one of the expansion. And it shouldn't have taken them 3 months to fix that, because that's just changing some numbers. Hey, more raging? Well, I'm probably going to do more raging. That's true. I rage a lot. Fury. It fuels me, you know? Hey, look, pardon me. I have to take a leaks. Or some leaks. Yeah, that joke didn't quite work. Sure, I will grab some verdant herbs. Oh, if I had to remove one thing from the game, it would be the dandelion blossoms. Hemorrhaging. Someone said they're hemorrhaging. Ah, yes, I was hemorrhaging. That is true. I'm hemorrhaging, I think was what was actually said. It does seem like the events have mostly stopped, shrieked to a halt with the start of the
winds
bosses.
are picking up. The storm nears even more. Our time for preparations will escape us soon.
Is somebody fighting this? They are. I will fight it too. That succeeded. I didn't, get a lot of credit, but I got some credit, so more XP. And I need more XP. Do we have... vials that we're not drinking? Wait. That is... okay, that's not... never mind. Alright, boss dude coming in, and there they are. We'll drop that. That. Oh, look. All of my boons immediately turn into conditions. And he's dead. Yeah. Getting closer and closer.
Quite a reward.
Quite a reward.
Major Coden cache. More reward. I deserve it. That's the I was missing 3 of the full moon skins, and that's 2 of them I've gotten today. 2 of the 3 I was missing.
I was manufactured to the highest standards.
I need 1 more. It is the mace. The full moon set is one of the nicest sets that are available just from playing, not through the lockboxes. It's a really attractive set. Very cool full moon with parallax effects, making it look sort of like your weapon is a hole in the sky looking at the night sky. It's really nicely done. Full kudos to the art people involved in making that set, which is actually cool enough that it could have been a Black Lion set. Sell the junk. How did that end up in my bags? I have no idea. That's kind of what I'm looking through for anything that I can really easily get rid of. Wow, what are those doing? In my bags. Oh, I want to keep the broken Khaled Bolg. Oh my god. I have so much crap in my bags. And these I have 1,000 of. Now, the only way to get them out. Oh, okay. That's some weak-ass blood you got there, man. Anything else in here that I can obviously get rid of? Probably is the short answer. I'm just going to throw that away. Not worth the amount of time and effort required.
Prepare for impact. They come.
I have so much useless crap in my bags.
Rare and valuable.
Alright, so we've managed to randomly pick up 10 of the 14 things we need for the second tier of the legendary. That'll give you the legendary spear Klobiarne Geir. The approaching storm. Alright. It's going to be an event that's pop out here I would like to do, because we are getting close to finishing this up. We're about 100k shy, so like 2 or 3 more events will do. And then I can leave you poor people alone.
Here it is. No time to quake with fear. Rigid we must remain.
Rigid we must remain. I'm not, actually would not describe my current state as rigid. I'm not that excited.
Is to protect the camp. Every claw and spear. Raise them to the air.
Storm's here.
If you raise your claws to the air, it looks like you're surrendering.
Win.
Also, fight, win, not that inspiring a speech. No offense, but fight, win, really, kind of disappointing. Hard to get, you know, worked up over fight, win as a speech to get excited by. I'm going to head north to Decima, sorry. My assumption is there won't be a lot of us around and that this is not a live map for doing the bosses. Given the fact that this has not been a especially player-filled map while I've been running around doing events. Decima's taken a little damage, so somebody's at Decima. But if it's not like 8 people or more, looks like about 3 people, and I don't see Greer moving at all. I just don't think this gets done. So because my primary interest right now is in finishing out the mastery, I'm going to head back to the Lowland Shore map. And do some stuff down here. What? You may wonder what I'm going to do. Well, I'm going to pick up poop.
Wayfinder.
I mean, come on, I'm a hero. That's what heroes do. They pick up poop.
Grown even more, hasn't she? Well then, I'll leave the two of you to your trade.
More Warcloth scat. Gotta throw away the poop. Poop, poop, poop.
Many journey kit love having their heads pet. Just
more
watch the whiskers.
scat.
They're quite sensitive.
Accelerated!
You really saved me back there. It's a good thing you were looking out for that cliff. In addition to an extra big dinner for you tonight, how about we take a little trip?
Who's a good little journey kid?
Who wants to go to the hot springs? Yes, Heavy Paws does. Oh, yes, he does. Oh, yes, he does.
Wonder how, if the voice actor felt
this
silly
is how
doing that
heroes
particular
get by
piece of
between
dialogue.
grand adventures.
I can hear them every day. Anytime it gets quiet. Their screams. Their fear. I just happened to be the rear guard that day. That's the only reason I'm here. I didn't do anything right.
Many journey kit love having their heads pet. Just watch the whiskers. They're quite sensitive.
Petting the cats. And obviously picking up their crap. Pets and shits, I guess. Unfortunately, someone on Reddit
Fresh
mentioned
game is a journey kid favorite. A treat from your hunt will win you favor.
when you pet them, sadly, you can't move while you're petting them. But you can swap weapons and that frees you. That's an animation canceling. Otherwise, this would take like 4 times as long. So you just swap weapons and end the animation. Because otherwise it takes way too long.
Belly rubs are a sure way to make fast friends of the journey kid.
Yeah, belly rubs are a sure way to lose a limb to a cat. There we go. Art complete. Getting closer. Ursus Oplige, Titan Ores, Honey Flowers. Not sure what I should be getting with those.
Goodbye.
Okay, where are we at? 960. 2 more events should do. Should finish it up. Usually, good shot at events over here. Or a couple. One of them's up. That's the
You are all weaklings.
the Great Matriarch. Here we go, I think. And then next up, right above, we have the fishing, where you scale and gut and debone and salt. And that should finish up the mastery for me.
Great catch today, Harp. Hope your knife's ready to scale.
Not a crap catch. Pretty good.
Not a
even for
crap
you.
catch. High praise
What'd you do,
indeed.
bribe 'em?
Oh, you know my spear paw, quick as a journeyman's leap. Ha, was all sorts of silly. You see,
Got the Wayfinder's help, did you? You want to help me? Prep needs to start, well, now.
don't care you.
Skin, gut, salt, and dry. In that order. Fish are going sour real fast these days. So let's get to work.
All right, let's get to work. Here we go. Getting to work. Anytime now. Unstilled Harbor? Unstilled Harbor. We're waiting. There you go. Got the fish.
Fast. Gotta skin them first.
Skin it.
Next, scoop out the guts and bones.
Guts and bones. Do you really scoop out the bones, though?
To make them last as long as possible.
Now we salt them.
Need a good salt bath.
2 peanuts were walking down the street. One of them was a salted peanut.
Then you hang them up to dry. I've seen worse. That knife work will get easier each go.
And I'm the only person again. Weird. It's just strange to me. I saw the same thing on the second day of Bureau Marches when it first came out, where it was actually not the same thing. It was busy as hell the first day and then empty the second day. The expansion spaces have felt empty all day here. I don't know why. I mean, maybe it's too early for a lot of people. I don't know. Didn't finish. No, I did finish. Scritch, scritch, scritch as I debone and gut them. I've gutted fish before in real life. I used to do trout fishing when I was a kid. So, you know, back in the mid-17th century.
Rod is setting in fast.
Clean them.
Gotta skin them first.
Couldn't really bone them. Couldn't even bone them very well when they were cooked.
Next, scoop out the guts and bones. All we want is the flesh. To make them last as long as possible,
Accelerate!
You need a good salt bath.
This will, I believe, give me enough XP
Then you hang them up
that
to
I can
dry.
claim the new mastery. Another 5 points, got me up to 587 mastery.
The more we prep, the less we waste.
Which is not the cap, sadly. I doubt I'll ever reach the cap because there are a number of the Icebrood Saga mastery points that are incredible. Fucking awful time sinks. And unlike pretty much the rest of the content in the game, they didn't actually have much in the way of spare mastery points for the Icebrood Saga. Most of the rest of it, I've got leftover mastery points for. But then the IBS was not the best thought out thing ever.
Oh, accelerate! Awful. Better hurry up. Rod's
Started
taking this back
so
already.
well. Grothmar Valley. And a lot of people have said this is very Grothmar Valley-esque map. But I think people have paid too much attention to this map and not enough to how bad the second map was. Too many people were uncritical because they enjoyed this map so much. Second map, it is less painful, but it's still a terrible piece of content.
Rod is setting in fast. Gotta skin them first.
In my opinion. Yep, still moaning about that.
Next.
Sorry, it's my way.
Accelerate it. All we want is the flesh. To make them last as long as possible,
Gotta
you'll
salt
need a
'em.
good salt bath. Then you hang them up to dry. I've seen worse. That knife work will get
Alright,
easier
23
each go.
seconds, and I think, occasionally, and I think, we finished out the new content. We get the new recipes, I am in the right place to be salty about stuff. I hadn't considered that, but you are entirely correct. We even have a saltiness station. I'll stand by the salting station. Home at last. That's an event.
Salt could be a
That's
little
the
better
XP.
dispersed, but it ain't bad, Wayfinder.
That's
I'd serve anyone
the
of
mastery. My handiworker rating is increased. New recipes are available to craft. Let's take a quick browse. Armorsmith, handiworker. One thing I really don't like is that you can't preview the things you can make. I think that's a really big flaw in the housing system, that you have to go to the wiki to see what it looks like. Hanging lanterns, paintings, wall mirror, divider, bamboo clump, petite statue of Joko the Immortal. I don't want a petite statue of Joko. I want a huge, enormous statue of Joko. That's just me. Journeyman, apprentice, initiate, novice. Hail Joko. Is this the only recipes that were added? The adept? Like a dozen recipes? Seriously? Is that it? That's underwhelming. Because I think that's all we got. We got the adept edition. Right? Let me check if that is correct. Yeah, adept. Like a dozen recipes is it? That's not very impressive. I am,
much obliged, Wayfinder.
Sadly,
our bridges shall hold that much longer, thanks to your efforts.
Coming to the conclusion
like footprints on sand. Let the mark we leave on
that
this
the
earth
Guild
be
Wars
as
2 team
gentle
is
as
really
it is
small,
ephemeral.
and that most of their developers are on whatever other project they're working on. Because, you know, so far the only part of this expansion that's lived up to my expectations, even after Secrets of the Obscure, is the first map. Second map is trash. Second map story, sorry, the first chapter edition. New stuff today, the story was very short, very small. They don't appear to have made any actual upgrades to the second map, which was terrible. I haven't done the Convergence yet. I don't expect I'll be doing the 10-man raid. The 50-man raid I look forward to. So, obviously, the jury's out on those two pieces of content. But, so far, not impressed. But we'll see. Swap back. I'm going to consume. I'm not sure which is the best thing to be getting there, but
rare and valuable.
I don't need to know. I can take a stab in the dark. Let me go back to my homestead. And I am going to call it here for the early session. I should be back in about 4 hours at the usual time. 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, middle of the night in Europe, morning in Asia, Australia, and New Zealand. I want to thank you guys very much for hanging out with me this morning and early afternoon. I really appreciate it. Putting up with the salty old man whining and complaining. It's what he does. Again, thank you guys very much for hanging out. back in about 4 hours. I hope the rest of your day, evening, afternoon, pick one, goes great. Hopefully you'll see me soon. Have a great rest of the day.